Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast.
You better be praying to God because, you're 14 and losses in a row. You're going to need Jesus.
Am I wrong?
I thought you were pretty wrong, yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the Journeymen Lounge podcast. We are
2025.
coming to you first episode of 2025. So, guys, we made it. We did literally nothing for last year, New Year's. I think it's just the timing of kind of when it falls, like during the week. Like if it falls on Thursday, I bet you we would be doing like a
I'd be here.
New Year's ball drop, some bullshit
Something like
that. But the Journeyman Lounge, you should notice, the audience should notice a difference here. I got a nice little camera from the Wojciech clan, so shout out to that. We got a 4K something or another, and it should, again, assuming it does what it's supposed to do, it should look a lot better than the previous. And then I also know that we are having some tabletop game stuff coming up, which when I kind of was messing around with it, it does look pretty good. Can get, obviously a lot clearer than the other shittier camera that we were using before. So we're moving on up.
We appreciate, we appreciate you guys seeing us pre 4K, but
Right.
I'm hoping that we don't. Maybe too much detail could be a problem. I'm just saying I'm old.
We're not. I mean, we're not gonna buy a $10,000 camera and go, zooming in or anything like that. But again, this is more of just a soft launch of like, hey, we're getting better shit for it. So hopefully the product should eventually improve so that people. I mean, the 95 or whatever that we got right now, you're the first soldiers here. We appreciate it, but
I think we got 96. We got one more.
There you go, 96.
We're getting close to that triple digit. Can't wait to shoot you guys with the paintball gun. That's gonna be so fun. That's
sure.
happening.
That'll happen in your dreams.
I'll catch him coming in the apartment complex.
So, let's kind of we're gonna do a little bit of NFL. Are you still laughing at your own joke over there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Christ. All right,
I told you I'm losing my mind just a little bit.
it's all good. Bobby, drink your beer. I'm just kidding. So the NFL season, fantasy is over. We've all went over last week kind of how we all got bounced out of the playoffs or lost in one way or another. In terms of the NFL, this week is always like an odd week because other teams have clinched. It's
irrelevant for some teams.
Other teams are still fighting to get in. I would just, as a word to the wise, anybody that watches this, definitely look that shit up on your bets. Don't bet on guys like Josh Allen is supposed to take one snap and then to continue his streak and then exit out of the game. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes.
Don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
They took Saquon out. He's not going to get the
Saquon's
record.
out. Pretty much all of Philly is.
He could beat
benching
Dickerson's record, which is crazy for like less attempts.
I don't get the.
You should go for it.
I think it gives you an absolute because they're not the first seed in the playoffs, so you're gonna have to play next week. I get the resting part of it, but in general, I go, how fucking sick would your team feel going into the playoffs where Saquon just rushed for like 230, and he's got the 2 touchdowns or some shit like that? Your team would be energized and going like, yo, dude, now we got a fucking shot. Let's keep the momentum going.
I don't know. I mean, I get it. Playoffs are important, Super Bowl aspirations, but
I guess don't play scared. I like that concept.
Well, Dan Campbell is doing that shit, and they're fucking looking like terrifying. Like Detroit looks like a absolute powerhouse, even with the fact that they're, not having a lot of their defense, a lot of their, main guys, but they still are scoring points and doing different shit. It's pretty insane.
That the Buffalo-Detroit game, I think, for me, has been the most electric game that the NFL produced to date. That was unreal.
I mean, there's definitely been a couple that have been, pretty solid throughout the year. Not a whole lot. A lot of duds, as normally happens.
Jets, Seahawks. Ooh.
I mean, Bears, Seahawks.
Bears, anything.
Bears, anybody. Yeah, pretty much.
You poor guys, man. My heart breaks.
But I just think with the NFL season this like last week, we'll again do kind of like a formal wrap up on the next episode when I have the numbers for how many correct games did you pick. throughout the year. Again, I gotta look back at these episodes because what you're saying about shooting in the paint, I thought it vaguely meant about fantasy, but you were saying it was about the picks. We gotta look back through the tape and
If
see.
it was picks, then I'm in trouble. You guys are gonna be able to peg me.
I
Never
thought
agreed
it.
to any
I thought it
paintball.
was fantasy, like,
I thought it was fantasy based too.
but
to
I
be
thought it was like
honest.
fantasy, like if you won the championship, you'd be able to shoot than the other. people.
Maybe that was it. But you know what? Maybe we should put something on the table though. Right now, between us three, who do you think did better? Everyone kick in.
I'll do. I'll do
$5 or a 10?
I'll do $5.
All right, let's do a $5. Let's all kick in $5
Better for what?
in
Best
terms of the best
record.
record for picking games
okay.
this season,
So, yeah, we'll just put 5 on.
and then we'll
on
make
yourself.
a fun bet.
There is no way that anybody tied. So, there's no astronaut.
There's no way,
There's
yeah.
no fucking way. Well, Mr. Upset over here.
Every week.
I pretty much picked every single other
Right.
game. So
I probably
obviously.
lost.
It's gonna be tough there, but in general, like I said, we'll do like more of a here's the picks, here's how people did,
Graphic.
and at that time there'll also be all of the games set or the matchup set for the playoffs, so that we can kind
We'll
of
know
do
our brackets.
some recaps there. You mentioned the Bears here, man.
What's
the-
more to say?
Well, the reality is that there's not going to be a whole lot to say for the next. It's the same. Problem, or not problem, but just same circle rather, is that the end of the season happens. No off-season changes really take place unless it's like immediately, hey, we're firing the head coach, or this guy, that he's gone. So like
You're having a hard time over there, brother.
I'm just like catching the wind.
Catching the wind, yeah.
It's just like that time, like where like you could talk about the Bears, but you're saying everything that's already been said previously
no,
because you
that's what I'm
don't know
saying.
anything new until you get to the draft. You get who is our next head coach, because I don't think that Anthony Brown, I think that was his name, or Thomas Brown, something like that shit. I don't think he's the guy. I don't see anything in the games that he took over that he's like comparable or like he's doing anything that Eberflus didn't do. Like there's another timeout issue in the Detroit game. Maybe not the Detroit game, but Minnesota game. I don't know. But, it's just a continual thing of like I'm almost to the point of like I don't want to discuss the Bears anymore.
I agree,
We can
man. Why
just
do we
kinda-
keep reopening a hard wound?
I'm just letting you know now. So like with the state of the Bears,
Yeah, it's dead. I get it.
subject or
Like
or
we're going to the playoffs, and that was
the
expected.
Packers. I mean, Ryan, do you have any final thoughts on the Bears before we kind of take a hiatus?
No, I said everything. They suck.
Well,
and,
better luck next
yeah,
year.
Better luck next year. Yeah, exactly. Do better. Get a good coach. Just don't fuck it up. I don't know. Maybe fire Poles, probably, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, those are the changes that we'll need to see before it really starts to heat up any type of kind of anything happening, honestly. So, state of the Packers, man. Packers are, I mean, NFC North is great, and the Packers are looking pretty good. Your passing game or attack game, passing game kind of scares me a little bit. Jordan Love is not throwing the ball as much because they're relying on the run, and I don't know. It just scares me a little bit. They're not.
You're right. I think the frequency and the effectiveness of his pass game in the past couple games have been a little suspect. But like I said, if you rely on the run, that's good in the sense that Jordan Love at least has a little bit of like wheels underneath. He
could run. Yeah.
He could run if he needed and open up the pocket. But I think that creates a better game strategy for them against who they're like either Minnesota or Detroit, because if you start to bring him in the box to take care of the run, you could send someone like a Reed or a Wicks or a Watson and just send him. Now Watson, I think, is out though for the playoffs. I'm not certain.
Yeah, he fucked up his knee or something like that.
That guy's just been injury riddled, and that's been a problem for us.
I mean, you're down another guy. I just look at it as like if you can make the run work, and Josh Jacobs is just a bell cow.
I would love that
for the entire playoffs. Then you don't really have to pass all that much. But I look at it as like obviously teams see what I've seen and go, Packers can run the shit out of the ball. Maybe we should stop the run. Then you're going to rely on the passing tech. I'm not saying the Packers are not a good team. I just look at it like
we have some holes.
Well, just in terms of like Minnesota within the division itself. Fucking Minnesota somehow is at 13 or 14 wins or whatever the fuck.
Crazy.
Detroit, you knew they were going to be good. Packers are a double-digit team win as well. I mean, this is...
You could have given me whatever odds. To even say Minnesota was going to hit double-digit wins this season, and I would have fucking I would have thrown whatever money you wanted to lose on that. You know what? Hats off, though, because they're playing well. Their defense, and one thing I like about that, their defense is stepping up and playing well, which who would have thought? Minnesota D, they had the Purple People Eaters back then, but they've been suspect for years and years and years. But they're keeping games close. They're creating opportunities for them. There's some turnovers.
Sam Darnold is having a career
Sam
year.
Darnold, yeah, dude, that guy just created his next,
Pro Bowler.
I mean, it is.
Yeah. He created his next contract. He's going to bump the shit out of that.
Yeah,
create a lot of value.
It is, to me, it's a perfect example of like, you put a quarterback in that can actually just like throw the ball. This is what happens. Like, you have great receivers in Minnesota, and simply Sam Darnold's taking advantage of him. Hey, I'm going to throw it fucking down there. Guess what? Justin Jefferson probably is going to catch it. Jordan Addison, fucking 3 touchdowns in that one game.
You know what's funny? Someone brought this up. Every passer that he connects with has a SON at the end of their last name on the Vikings.
Jefferson, Hawkinson.
Yeah, isn't that fun?
That
Darnold's his son. Darnold and Son Company. That'd be hilarious.
That is fun. Fun with names.
Yeah, tell your brother that. He'd get a kick out of it.
All right. Sorry. Kyle's a Minnesota fan. I wish you nothing but turmoil and heartbreak.
I love it. You're the hater's ball. The good things.
It's really tough when like
I hate you. I hate it.
I swear, like Kyle and I have watched a couple of games, and he's even just like, I can't even shit talk you, man. Like, the Bears are fucking terrible, while Minnesota.
Bear fans couldn't shit talk for the past 25
seesaw.
years.
But I'm just saying, that was like most rivalries, like and stuff like that. You can at least go like, oh, man, okay, this team is like, all right, this team's all right. Okay, you lose a game, whatever. But the way that the Bears are losing, Kyle just like would be laughing across the table, like just watching the Bears like, oh, we fumbled it again. Oh, we didn't call a timeout. You know, it's like it's pity. Teams are taking pity on the Bears fans, and you know, it's like it's nothing.
Reaching a boiling point with you guys, right? It's got to.
I think the Bears being shitty is here. That sucks, right? It's when you add on Cubs, White Sox, fucking
there's no love in
Blackhawks,
Chicago.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Like all teams right now are shitty, and once that changes, I bet you the Bears' losses will hurt less. But boy, this was a rough go. I hope they don't lose in another embarrassing like lose the game at this point, get a better pick, but just don't go out with like a butt fumble or like a safety. Dan Orlovsky run out the back of the end zone. So just don't do shit like that, and we're good.
If that happens, man, that is just icing on the cake.
It'd be ridiculous that I call that Caleb Williams runs.
Someone called the interception at the very end. Yeah, he's like roll out interception.
They're gonna blitz him. He's gonna fade away, and he's gonna throw some high bullshit. It's gonna fall on deaf ears. That's what happened.
It was incredible. It was like he played it out in real life. It was,
Ryan.
I'm watching the Bears my whole life.
Ryan is a savant with certain things like that.
It's incredible.
And then I go, why don't you just, man, you got to throw that money into the betting pool? Because sometimes exactly
they have those like
you've called it. You're like, yeah, he's probably go get like 3 touchdowns, and then fucking goes out. Or, so whatever example.
Yeah, we got a genius here.
Sometimes.
On some things, it's not automatic.
Sometimes.
All right, let's get into the picks here real quick.
All right, let's run it.
I'm gonna pull them up. Fill time, guys.
I'm upset with my brother. He benched the win for the championship game.
Ooh.
He started Adams over Addison.
Dang, that sucks.
We did have 38 points before.
No, I can understand that, but I don't trust the Jets, whereas Addison, like, that game mattered. Like, Minnesota had to play. So I was more optimistic on that. The one thing that hurt him so bad, Scary Terry. 1 reception.
Oh, yeah,
for like 6 yards.
You gotta play Terry McLaurin. Yeah.
Scary Terry.
No, I know. So that the only thing that I didn't tell him my opinion, and if he watches this, which I know he won't, it was I would have flipped out Adams for Addison because at least Addison he'll get you what you need to.
What couldn't he have? Not all of them in. You know who have in his flex?
He had Scary Terry, Adams, and
Addison
Nakua as his.
Oh,
so
Nakua. I would have gone Addison over
Adams. Yeah.
Adams.
I would have as well. I played Addison in my other league just because.
And that would have done it. He lost by 2 points.
Sam Darnold is lighting it up, so you had to play the hot hand. And Adams, I don't know what the fuck the Jets are doing. I don't know what Aaron Rodgers like. People are now, through just bullshit. People are now going like, okay, so they're definitely going to cut him this year. And I'm like, I don't know his contract details. I don't know if that's going to be something that's.
Well, I hope he retires.
If he retires, obviously that's going to be best case scenario.
But now I got to hand my trophy off to my cousin JJ, who won, and he had a stacked team. But like Danny had the chance, he benched the win. That's what killed me.
Right.
Sorry.
I'm good on.
I'm good too. I'm sorry. That was just a little caveat.
All good, man. Go to the picks. Browns, Ravens. Ravens, I believe, are still needing to win, so I'm going to go Ravens.
Ravens, even if they didn't need to.
Bengals, Steelers. Steelers need to win. I'm going Steelers.
Bengals.
I'm going Bengals too.
Bengals are a hot team. Panthers, Falcons. I'll go Falcons. I think Michael Penis has it.
Panthers.
I'm going Panthers too. I think they're going to have a day. They got their ass handed to them by Tampa Bay, though.
Yeah, Tampa Bay's a good team, though. Washington Commanders and the Cowboys. I think Washington still needs to play.
They still need to play.
I'm going to go Washington.
Commanders.
Same.
Okay. Bears, Packers. Packers need a win.
Packers.
Yeah, Packers, period.
This last week, I'm going to go with the Bears. I think the Bears are going to...
I dig it.
I think they're going to try and play spoiler as hard as they can and just fall into.
You know what that is? That's like playing Russian roulette with a 6-cylinder gun. You're on your 6th shot. You already had 5. I mean, that's what it feels like.
It's such a Bears thing to do to go like, oh, we really don't want to win this game and do what the Jets just did. Not the Jets. Who was at the bottom right before? The Giants. Giants just won, kicks them out of the first 2 picks, or makes it very unlikely. With the Bears at this point, I go like, okay, you need to lose, but then you're gonna fucking just fall into a win. Jordan Love's gonna fucking ball slips out of his hands. Bears get a fucking fumble 6 or bullshit at the end of the game, and I think they're gonna win. That's my speech. That's my dialogue.
After these picks, I got a fun little thing I just got to bring up.
Okay, cool.
Right.
We got Texans, Titans. I have the Texans.
Texans.
Titans.
Okay, Mr. Upset.
I mean, Texans got but 2 points up the week before, so
Very
I don't
true.
know. I don't know if it's that much of an upset.
Jaguars, Colts. I have the Colts.
Colts, because Joe Flacco's playing.
Yep, same.
Colts. Bills, Patriots. Bills have nothing to play for, so I'm going to give it to the Patriots.
Trubisky's playing then, right?
Trubisky.
Man.
Jeremy's favorite.
I'll go Bills.
I'm still going Bills, yeah.
Okay. Giants, Eagles. Eagles backups will probably beat the Giants.
Eagles.
I think I have the Giants on this.
Giants did go off last week.
Well, like Kenny fucking Pickett.
I'm saying Giants if they I'll still
fine.
stick with Giants because I don't think the Philly is going to start their starters.
Philly is benching a lot of their starters, but I just think Kenny Pickett came in through 3 touchdowns in Eagles game. He went out on the 1, and then and then the backup came in and threw 2 touchdowns.
You're right. Never mind. You're right. Flipping it.
Everybody
Philly.
on Philly is fucking.
I was holding on to my chest piece. You're right. Philly.
You're right there.
It's in the chess piece.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought you fucking
piece.
were grabbing the drink like you were falling.
He didn't take his finger off.
Saints Brewers. And the cross MLB
I'll take the
NFL
Cubs.
championship. Saints Buccaneers. Sorry about that.
Buccaneers
all day.
Yeah, Bucks for sure. Chiefs Broncos. Chiefs are sitting everybody, so I'm gonna go Broncos. Chargers Raiders. I'm gonna go Chargers.
Same. Raiders suck.
Big time.
Raider Nation, we're coming for you.
Seahawks Rams. I'm gonna go Rams.
Seahawks Rams. Yeah, Rams.
Same. Rams. They need the win.
Dolphins Jets. I have the
Gives a shit.
Dolphins.
Going Dolphins, but I don't like the Jets.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers is playing.
Who cares?
Dolphins.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to.
49ers Cardinals. Question mark?
Going 49ers. I'm going Niners. Let's go.
Vikings Lions for the division. Gotta go Lions.
I'm going Vikings.
Okay.
Loins.
Noise.
I think what was really going to be crazy about that last game is that it's really going to give whoever wins a lot of juice going into the fucking...
It's crazy. The one team gets the 1 seed, the one team gets the 5 seed if you lose.
Big difference for sure, but...
They have almost the same record.
They do have the same record, 14-2.
No, I'm saying like, but after the game,
I
it'd be
get what you're
different.
saying.
Obviously, like one game off. That's crazy.
I gotcha. Okay, well that's the picks. Bobby, what you got?
No, my mom was telling me before I left here. She was good friends with someone who did the time at United Center for like the actual like basketball game. She met, and I want to get this right, Norm Van Leer.
Okay.
Yeah, Storm and Norman.
Storm and Norman, exactly. She met Norm Van Leer, so in like 1980, 1981, and Larry Bird and all these other people that, because he was sitting there doing the time, and everyone knew him, for the time guy.
Yeah.
And she was like a friend of, like good friends with this guy, Greg Hunt or something like that. And she was able to go to all these games for that and the Blackhawks, and they'd all party and drink. And I guess my mom, she bragged about it. I was like, I was able to chug like pitchers of beer, and I won like contests. I'm like, that paints you in a different light, Ma, because I grew up with. Yeah. But she's like, yeah, like Storm and Norman. She like met him and talking. She's like, oh my God, you're tall, but holy, like she met like Larry Bird, and he's like, oh yeah, everyone's short around Larry.
Larry Bird's like 6'10" or
6'9", yeah.
Yeah, 6'9".
But yeah, Storm and Norman being 6'1", 6'2", she's like, oh my God, you're so tall. And then Larry Bird walked by. Oh my God, I can't believe people could grow that tall. That's what she said to Storm and Norman. Yeah.
Very cool.
And she was able to party with all of them, so it was just cool.
That's
awesome. Party. Speaking of parties, so New Year's Eve just happened a couple days ago.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a whole lot of big plans. If you had plans,
I had work.
Shout them out. That's
work.
I mean, in terms of where I wanted, we were talking about going with this stuff is like New Year's Eve. Unfortunately, just as you get older, the option of doing less is more appealing. Just in general, of like being in my cozy fucking house, I have the heat up to 74.
Right,
and I'm
not
like,
being dry humped to try to get a drink at the bar.
That's terrible. But let's turn back the clock here.
Right.
And let's go over some New Year's Eve.
Rewind.
I don't know, memorable times, some times that you maybe, fondly remember. I'll go first.
There we go. Let's hear it.
The crew, all of my best friends between Adam, Vince, and Snoop. Vince and Snoop lived together in Lakeview maybe, for their college place. And every year we would go down like for 5 years in a row. And we all, we would go before we were 21. You go to a house party. When you're after, 21 or over, you're then going to the bar. But that was like a nice tradition for a couple of years in which don't know how it happened. I mean, obviously, like it's slippery out and there's, winter conditions. A couple of New Year's, it's snowing like a motherfucker. All that shit. But every year, somebody fell. Like, it was unbelievable for 5 straight years. Like, 1 year, Snoop fell down a whole flight of stairs. Dude, it was almost fucking like a comedy film where I was like, oh, Snoop's walking out the door here. And then I look over there. And like 10 seconds later, I look down and I see him at the bottom of the staircase. And he's like, oh, fuck. And I'm like, yo, you fell? He's like, nah, man, I didn't. I'm like, all right, bullshit. But everybody fell. Like, between Adam, myself, Vince, always somebody fell. It was obviously we were a little liquored up there, but in general, it just was amazing for 5 years or 6 years, however many years we did that straight. Always somebody ate shit. Obviously not serious. Adam also fell down a staircase like backwards, but
that sounds actually on par with Adam.
Dude, he just
honest.
like he
fell into the fire pit at Joe's at one time.
Oh yeah, dude. And then we
literally he was on fire. We had to like stomp him out.
Dude, no, he wasn't. What? That's an exaggeration.
He ruined my hoodie. I could guarantee you that he had that on.
I'm sure it was fine.
Why did he stumble into the fire?
No, it was just where Joe's. This was at Joe's parents' place. They had like,
I love you, Adam, but man,
they had like shit around between like a stool to sit on or a piece of wood to sit on, but like then there was the actual fireplace is built into like a stone structure, and I'm pretty sure he just like kicked the front of the stone part, and then obviously he's trying to like brace himself but missed the ledge of the thing, and I mean, dude, his eyebrow was gone,
singed off,
and then just so you know, and Adam will be on actually. I'm toying with the idea of doing a. Next episode, I'm not toying with it. It's going to happen. Adam is going to regale us from his fantasy year. But they fucking like some dumbass, I don't know, I don't remember who, fucking goes, oh, you know what we need to do is we need to super glue it because it was cut. It was like bleeding.
Yeah, you can super glue a wound shut.
And you can super glue cuts, but you don't do it on a fucking place where there's hair, because then you just got glue all in his eyebrow, and then fucking then the result was, oh, I gotta now shave off my eyebrow. Like for a while, you only had like half of an eyebrow.
I remember that. That was fucking hilarious.
That was not a New
Should've
Year's
used
Eve
the
tradition.
Sharpie,
But
like Seinfeld.
Color me surprised. Dude.
I don't like your demeanor, Adam. Demeanor.
Oh yeah, that was with Leo.
Leo.
Yeah.
all right, yeah, but that was I kind of branched into some other stories. But go
Sorry, we
ahead.
love you, Adam.
New Year's Eve traditions, or
I know you got one in the chamber. Let's hear it.
What a story.
Yeah.
Got a couple stories.
just
All right, let's
yeah,
hear
give
it.
us one.
Oh man. Well, let's see. There was one when I was like
Yep, this is me. You do a picture of
18 or 19. I went up to, so it was like a freshman in college, probably, maybe a sophomore.
Right.
Went up to my buddies in Whitewater, Wisconsin.
Fun.
A real small town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Me and my buddy Rohit, Kevin, and then his name was Ryan also. And we just pregame way too fucking hard. Like I drank, that's when I kind of started drinking, but I wasn't like,
Hell yeah.
didn't really know my limits exactly like yet.
I got you. You're feeling out the water.
So
I
we were
get it.
playing, I think,
Yeah.
a game. I forgot what it was. I think called Ricochet.
Okay.
Have you ever played that? I don't
No,
know.
I
Like-
can't say I have.
Can you describe?
Yeah,
Which-
if I believe, if I recollect, I think there were like cans on each
Oh, I know this one.
a corner, and you have to like throw the ping pong ball at it and hit it, and then
Oh, I know.
and then while you have to pick the ball up, and then while you drink, you have to drink your beer.
Yeah,
Whoever finishes first or something.
Right.
The goal is for you to,
Right, it was so-
Finish
throw.
your drink.
No,
Yeah.
for the other team. You want the other
Oh,
team to finish their drink
I
first.
can't
We did it
remember.
opposite though. I did it his way, where everyone starts with like a full like tall frosty
Yeah.
mug, and every time it like jumps off the table because you ricochet,
Yeah,
it goes
yeah,
flying,
and
you
then
have
while
to
they're
start
looking-
pounding
While
your
they're
drink.
looking for it, they have to like put the ball on the table,
Right.
and then you can
Right.
drink.
Yeah, we did it that way.
Oh.
And then also, I think we were playing baseball, which is like basically
Love
like
baseball,
beer
great
pong,
game.
but 4 cups.
Well, baseball is actually like
home
it's
run,
a,
triple, double, single.
Yep.
it's a very baseball. Just real quick though, is a very fucking like it's a dedicated game. Like we did a lot of fucking baseball. Where we were like we're playing 9 innings. Like we're not fucking
Yeah, we
around.
dedicated to it.
Like it was like like an hour game each time. Like we're fucking in it, and then like you get to the like steal home. You're like, all right, where am I
Yeah.
going?
Oh yeah, and there's 2 cups in the middle of steel, right?
Right.
Exactly.
All
So
right, go
yeah,
ahead,
so
sorry.
we're like playing
We
that,
took that in
and me and
tennis,
Rohit are like, I don't know, 18, 19, whatever, and we got fucked up.
Right. You say
Like,
you don't know your limits.
So we're already like hammered going to the party, like on the way there into the party at this
Oh, boy.
person's house. So we get there, and it was a pretty good time for a while, and like I had the beer goggles on for sure.
Ooh.
So
All right.
there was a
That's
young
okay.
lady there who at the time I thought, wow, this girl.
Let's give just a quick what
where did she
What-
start off at, and where did she end up at?
no.
Well, I was already hammered, bear in mind, so she started off pretty high.
So she was like you saw her and you were you like, oh my god, this
10?
girl is attract like really hot,
No,
or this
I
is just
mean,
like
I was like,
very-
oh, this
Okay,
girl,
what number?
Like
What-
I was like, oh, this girl's like maybe like an 8. you know?
Okay,
Like,
okay,
this
solid
girl,
8. All right,
This girl's pretty attractive. I like blondes. She was blonde. I have a thing for blondes.
all right.
Rohit, and so me and Rohit were hammered. We're both hitting on her. Like I'm hitting on her, and then he's hitting on her.
Ooh,
Kind of
ooh.
like competition, I suppose. It wasn't meant to be that way, but I think it kind of turned out a little bit that way. Anyway,
Sorry, this is not important to the story, but like,
Yeah.
did he go up and be like, "Hey, what's up, girl?" and then
like-
she was like, "No, not you." And then you were like, "I know, what a loot!" Like,
no, like I was talking to her, and then like I'd go away to get a drink, and then I'd come back, and he's kind of like trying to spit his game on her, and I was like, "No, man, what the hell, Marty?"
you
I've
already
established
you're
a connection
encroaching.
here.
your foot was in the door,
And,
and that does
and
not
I was
allow
pretty
him.
hammered. So the details are a little fuzzy, but this is what I
I
remember.
mean, I can't believe you know what game you were
And
playing.
then I was also kind of, I think, like DJing because I'm a great iPod DJ, so I was doing that too.
I'll admit you got good tunes.
So anyway, by midnight, Rohit is passed out. He threw up in the living room, like on the couch.
on
the couch, in the
couch.
Now I made it to midnight. I kissed this girl at midnight.
Hell yeah.
Well, it was hell yeah, but not.
Okay,
hell
we'll
yeah.
see. We'll see if it's maybe
Yeah.
not hell yeah later.
It was a mission accomplished though.
I mean, hey man, just a high five
yeah.
for getting to that, and
And let's say shortly after midnight, I don't know, 12:31, I ran upstairs. I yacked, but I managed to make it into a trash can.
very
Made it into the
classy.
trash can, so I didn't make too much of a mess.
Yeah, it's better
But-
than kitchen or
Anyway,
fucking living
we're
room
both
couch.
out of there like early. They gotta take us home because we're fucked up. And then the next day, I look at the picture.
He's fucked up.
Yeah, he's fucked up. And then we had to go back the next day and clean up, or he had to clean up his shit, his mess or whatever. I didn't really mess anything up, so I was good. But and then I looked at the picture of the girl who was like, I'm like, oh, I'm like, she's all right.
What'd she transform to? 8 to what?
Don't be rude, like
Just say it.
All right, I don't know, like a 5 or 6.
Okay, not bad.
All right, I thought it was gonna be a heavy.
No, she was in good shape, but she kind of had like a lot of like stuff on her face, like skin, like acne, kind of like not a lot of acne, but like I don't know, like some type
blemishes
of
or whatever.
yeah, something like that.
Right.
Which is whatever, it's fine. But
I think as long as you don't make a 6-point jump, I think you're good.
No,
You're
it was just
solid.
like it went from being like, oh damn, I got
6-point is.
I
Like,
hooked up with this girl
really
to like,
fucked up.
oh well,
Well, I can honestly tell you, if you are braggadocious about it, it makes it so much worse. If you're just like, oh yeah, this happens, cool.
Yeah.
We had like for mine, the one that comes to mind, it feels like a super bad type of situation. It really did, because at the time, I want to say a freshman or sophomore in college, and I was at Harper at that point just because I transitioned to ISU when I was a junior. But
Illinois State, what's up?
anyways, I was there with my buddy Ramon, and we were just kind of hanging out early, like kind of like the whole scene of like Superbad, trying to get booze, got our booze, drank a little bit, and like and eventually we got in his place or like his car, and we just cruising. It wasn't like we were drunk driving, like we had a few drinks at his place, and we were jetting. And as we were heading over to my buddy, I want to say,
names don't matter.
Doesn't matter. So
Say
at my
Paul.
buddy's place in Elk Grove, my brother gave me a call, and it was around like 10:30, 11. Apparently, he was at my brother. He's the party animal between both of us. You want to party with anyone in our family, get Dan online.
I can absolutely agree.
Yeah.
I can
So I'm
confirm.
fun, but no, Dan brings it to the next level. So he called me. I guess some things were kicking off at a party that he was at, and we're 2 years apart in school, but some guy was giving him shit. Like there was some like hostility. So me and my buddy Ramon, who's a bigger guy, roll up there. We knock on the door, legit like handle the situation. Like, hey, like, just ease off. Like my brother, I think his friend was like talking to a girl, and this guy went aggro. He's like, dude, I'm like,
Sounds
we're
like some
friends.
High school bullshit.
Exactly. So me and Ramon over there, and we squash it, and then we head over to my buddy's place finally, and we get there. We're partying. It gets through midnight, and you guys would know this. When you're on Roselle, and eventually it turns into Roselle Road, and then you go over the Elgin O'Hare.
Yeah.
We were at one of those rich houses right before it flips over on that right side in that unincorporated area.
I got you.
I was there with my buddy Tom, but anywho.
You got a lot of names, man.
Sorry,
Okay.
no, Matt was the house. Tom's my buddy who lived in Elk Grove that we were going to meet up with to head over there. Zoltan. But then we're partying there, and around like 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock too, the cops show up.
Yeah.
Because it was one of those it was a big fucking house party.
Yeah.
And we start to bail out, and like I hit the back door and open it, boom, flashlight right in the face, and I just smile. I'm like, and I go there and I lock it. Like I walk slowly backwards, shut the door, and lock it.
Okay.
And I don't want my mom knowing this but my buddy Tommy, we're sitting there, we're
She
screwed.
doesn't
Like,
watch this shit.
like the house is legit surrounded. We try to bail, and there's a bunch of people there. And eventually the cops come in and like, hey, we want to talk to the owner or the owner's kid at this, at this venture. And then, the guy stepped up. He's like, all you kids, like, don't drive, get the fuck out of here, like just,
nice.
So for the most part, they were just letting us all go. But I was like, I smiled and I backed up, and I was just like, locked the door and shut it. I don't know why I was being a little smart ass. He's like, you. I'm like, I kept on walking. He's like, no, you. Thrown in cuffs.
Oh.
I was thrown in cuffs, walked to, like,
Why?
got. Because I don't know,
Well,
I
if
was
you're
a smart
being an
ass about, like,
asshole,
okay,
yeah.
imagine if you will, you're a cop, hit the light. I'm like, oh, what the fuck, dude? Come on. And I'm like, ha.
Yeah, I mean, if you're
dancing
dancing in front of a cop, I don't think they love
I was
that.
I was boogieing too. I was like, you can't do shit, like, you can't enter this house,
I was not.
So, right.
Okay, so cuffs and then what?
Cuffs in the back of the cop car, and eventually I think the sergeant came by. He's like, what's up? What's his story? Yeah, this is a smart ass that was, giving me shit. And he's like, all right, cut him loose. Like, we're going to deal. I got cut loose. So around 2 o'clock, 2:30, we went to that weird restaurant that was right across the street, that small little,
The
pancake
diner?
house. Yeah,
Uncle
diner.
Uncle Bill's.
And had a meal
Shout
and
out.
crashed later.
I mean, I will say the
I was being a smart ass, so I
the
deserved it.
ending though of like getting like a meal after a night of events, it's the greatest thing.
It was
ever,
great.
man.
It was
like
so
after
good.
an adventure, and you're like sitting there with like $25 worth of Taco Bell. You're like, this is fucking. This
Decisions were made.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. New Year's Eve has been. I think that's why we kind of turned back the clock. Is that earlier on we're more adventurous with, doing all sorts of shit.
I got
obviously.
more stories. But,
I want to hear one more of his, though, if we have time.
Yeah, I mean, we can wrap up on that. So yeah.
One more story. All right. This would be when I was like 20.
I like that you're whispering, like
Yeah,
you're
you
trying to.
22.
Enunciate, dude.
22, 21, 22, 23. I don't know.
My mom would kill me, though, knowing I got arrested.
She's fucking.
So, me and
not
Serge.
watching this.
You guys know Serge.
Surge, friend of
We're
the
going
pod.
to Colin's house for New Year's. And maybe they were like 21. Yeah. He was smoking, and then he got me into smoking, and we were like, we want to get high for New Year's.
All right, understandable.
So but I think we like left Colin's house and we walked around the block and smoked a blunt.
Okay.
And we foolishly thought, oh, we'll just go back in and like no one will smell anything or
Ooh.
whatever. And it was like obviously we just reeked of weed. Everybody was like looking at us and whatever.
You're outside, though. It shouldn't smell that bad.
That's
no,
what we
it's
thought.
it's
Yeah,
still
it
is.
lingers. Anyway, so we
Fucking
came back. We're
Lord.
high as fuck. Our eyes are red. We actually have a picture from I'll show you guys later where we took a picture on the Collins stairs and like both our eyes are like squinty
Do
and
one
like
of these,
red. Anyway, and there was this couple girls there. I'm not gonna mention any names, but one girl I was talking to at the time, and then nothing really came of it because I kind of like. There was another girl there I kind of started doing stuff with, so I kind of
Oh, look at you, Playboy.
The one girl was like, I don't know, a friend of a friend or whoever, and then she was kind of like hitting on me at the party, and the other girl I was talking to before, we kind of were like falling out. I felt like, and we didn't have anything special. We hung out like once or twice. But,
All right, so there wasn't too much.
so I was like, I'm kind of like,
Over
like
it.
this
Got
girl
it.
seems kind of cool, and yeah, I ended up hooking up with her, so that was cool.
That's a good
story.
win.
It was a good story.
This is the girl that you both like were vibing to make that happen. Good job, brother.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Did you just tell a story of like, oh yeah,
Just
I got
you
with this
hooking up?
girl?
Oh, this other girl, yeah, the one,
I mean,
the
it's
new
a
one.
weak story.
Did
but,
you
Is there
hook
any-
up with both? Am I
No,
missing
the other
something?
one I didn't hook up. No, the other one I'm saying we didn't. The other one kind of because I
It's a pretty
started
straight story.
talking to the.
though.
Well, I could get more detail, but I don't want to get more
Well,
detailed.
what the? Okay.
Well,
man.
what detail are you
what
leaving
a-
out? Well, there's
an
obviously.
absolute bummer.
All right, fucking
What
yeah.
the
We don't know
fuck?
names. Let's hear it.
Give
Well,
the
this girl was
details.
like one like really into me, and like I was like, all right, I gotta take a piss, and she's like, all right, can I come in the bathroom? You're like, all right.
Oh,
Yeah, like, all right, but nothing happened in the bathroom. But I was pissing, out, dick out, and whatever. And she's in there, and like we're chatting up. And then later on, like the
Oh,
party,
you're just having a coffee, and she's like,
the
how'd
party,
you piss?
the party ended, and she was over there. And then we like I think she like blew me or something. And
the whole
Yeah.
pissing thing. Watching you piss. That's.
yeah,
Dude, I thought it was gonna get.
I thought it was gonna get weird.
One
I
one
thought it
step
was gonna go to
further,
the
and I
next
was like,
level.
then I was like, Ryan, I understand why you didn't
and then
tell
with
this part.
that girl,
A few
we were
details,
talking for like a little bit, like maybe a month or two. We went on a couple dates, but it didn't work out. For whatever
Piss
reason.
girl. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's just hone it back in here because I think when you were talking stories, we got to get a little bit crazier. Obviously,
Well,
not incriminating.
I've had some like cop stories where like the
Mm.
cops were at the party, that kind of shit. That's a thing, not New Year's.
and we'll save those for another
Okay.
day. There. I'm just sorry. When you said you got another story, I did not just expect to hear
Like
you
a
like
hookup
this one
story,
time I
but
got
like-
laid. It was
yeah,
awesome.
right. That's not much
High
of a
five.
story.
High
Yeah.
five.
Well, it was more about like we got super high and came back in the house and
That-
like,
okay, that was part of
of
it.
it.
I got Sorry, not to rag on your story, but
No, it wasn't. The other one was better. I used the A one up first.
you did use the A one.
I mean, yeah.
You led with a strong.
We'll do story time at
Story
another
time.
time here. So let's wrap up the first segment. We got it back with Ryan's pick.
Oh yeah, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's gonna be a good one here. So take a break.
Guys,
Grab a drink.
I wipe my own ass. That's all I'll say.
There we go. Let's do it. And the Journeymen Lounge podcast comes back to you after a nice little beer break. We're all stocked up. Ryan's got his
We have a closer bond as a
Coke?
unit, knowing some more details.
Coke, I assume, in the drink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff. All right, so
Different lens on my.
today's movie review is Ryan's choice, and I'm going to let Ryan take it away.
Walk us through
Hey
it.
now.
Hey now.
All right.
Hey, now.
I feel like Howard Stern. So, no, I'm just kidding. So the movie I chose was 1999's Big Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Adam Sandler classic. If you're an Adam Sandler fan, I definitely think
Incredible.
you love it.
This is up there.
So it was released in 1999, directed by Dennis Dugan, and basically it's a story of a 32-year-old man named
He is 32. We know
Yes.
that for sure.
for real, yeah.
Okay.
At the time too, legitimately 32.
Interesting. Okay.
Sandy Koufax, Adam Sandler,
Sonny Koufax.
Sandy Koufax, Sonny Koufax,
Sandy
Hall of
Koufax
Famer
is a
Sandy
pitcher.
Koufax.
Koufax coming in.
Sonny Koufax.
You can assume that he was probably named.
Yeah, he's probably like a
after him.
Dodgers fan or something. I don't know. So he's kind of like a slacker, just not really moving forward with his life.
He's
Kinda-
intellectual. He obviously
he's,
was at school to
yeah,
become a lawyer.
he went to law school, but
It's Syracuse.
he didn't
Syracuse, yeah.
take the bar for some reason.
I mean, they say it in there that his father
Is
has
the
been
lawyer,
telling
right.
him like, "Hey, you have to do this, you have to do this," and he's just simply like still
Nah, not
rebelling
doing that.
against
Yeah.
that, going, "No, I'm going to do what I want to do." And then also the reason that he's able to do basically nothing
we
is
got his
because
full run over by a cab. We got 200
Got
grand.
200
settlement.
grand. So it's like you can still do nothing. Like he goes to the park and
So-
fucking gets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let him do the
So
synopsis.
he works as like a toll booth driver 1 day a week. He has a girlfriend named Vanessa who's kind of getting bored with him. She's wanting more things, and he's not wanting to do that or able to provide that. So he has a roommate and whatever, and he's engaged his roommate, and all his friends are in law school, and he's kind of like stuck in whatever. So one day a kid gets dropped off at their apartment, and it turns out there's a letter. It's his roommate's kid, who he has no idea he's a kid or anything.
Existed,
It's
yeah.
John Stewart plays the
roommate.
Kevin Garrity.
Kevin Garrity.
Kevin
Thank
Garrity.
you. He's literally in the airport to go to China for his law firm or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, I got a kid here. It's your kid. What do you want me to do?" He's like, "I'm gonna come back." He's like, "No, Sonny's like, I'll take care of it," because Sonny thinks that if he has this kid Julian, basically adopts him or takes care of him, that Vanessa, his girlfriend, will want to be with him, and that's what she wants as a more mature type relationship. And at the movie, it doesn't work out with Vanessa, but he ends up bonding with this kid throughout the movie. But in order to get the kid, he lied and said he was
Kevin Garrity.
Kevin Garrity, who was his friend / roommate, and he's obviously not. And by the end of the movie, they find out, that he lied about it, and he has to go to a court to try and get Julian, custody of Julian, and that's pretty much the movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you
Good
want to
run
add?
through.
Anything you want to add? There's a lot of funny mishaps along the way. I always say too, like he teaches him about life, like tying his shoes or how to dress, or
Yeah.
Right,
it's,
no. So that journey is. We'll dive into
Yeah.
this. Like I said, though, you said like they're in law school. No, his friends at this point have all taken law careers.
yeah.
So, like I said, they're currently working and being productive members of society.
I mean,
and
it's a child.
decent- yeah.
It's a child raising a child. Like
Oh,
that's
and I
the-
would add, he also ends up going out with his roommate's girlfriend's or fiance's sister,
yeah.
Who's also a lawyer. Everybody's a lawyer in this
Layla.
movie.
Everyone's a lawyer, yeah.
Played by Joy Lauren Adams, who you might know from Days Confused.
She's in a bunch of
A bunch of
other
things,
shit too,
Chasing
yeah.
Amy.
Yeah.
whatever.
Chasing Amy, that's how I know her. yeah.
But yeah, so she's like the love interest, and they kind of have a relationship as the movie goes along as well. And Adam Sandler and Corinne is the fiance of his roommate /
Stewart,
friend,
yeah.
John Stewart.
Mhm.
They have like a little back and forth the whole movie. It's pretty funny. They don't really get along. So it's
No,
kinda-
they hate each other, which is
part-
great.
that's part of the
I
fun
love
of
it
the
too because
movie
it's
as
his
well.
roommate's
Yeah.
now fiance.
Mhm.
So I guess he's got to change his tune a little bit.
And then you got like ancillary characters in there, like Rob Schneider plays his like kind of
Delivery
like
guy.
best friend / the delivery guy
From Cozy.
this restaurant Cozy. He's like a foreign, like I don't know, like a Greek guy or something. I don't know what he is.
He's just European.
Whatever. You sometimes
Eastern
European.
or something.
And you got like
yeah,
Steve Buscemi plays like
The
a homeless
homeless dude.
guy.
the old man, the drunk at the bar.
There's
Which is
yeah,
great.
Mr. Hurley. There's a bunch of
Mr.
people
Hurley.
in it. But yeah, it's pretty funny. It's I would say too for Adam Sandler movies, probably his most like, well, for comedies at least, more of a
There's some.
where it's got like a
serious tones to
sentimental
it, yeah.
thing. Yeah, like probably more of his like a mainstream movie. I would say that
Yeah,
most people would probably.
I would just add in is that there's a couple of these movies that end up like Adam Sandler. I think overall has like a resolution at the end of the movie, and really doesn't like create a movie to go like, oh, we're definitely going to make a sequel of this, so we need to leave it open ended.
I like that about some of his earlier work. He's like, I just want it to be and let it be.
Yeah, I think it's very nice that like again, there's a heartwarming theme. Obviously, this one is a little like definitely more like the PG in terms of like it's about raising a kid and like showing the heartbreak that he's going through and all this stuff. But he has a couple other movies in the same vein of like Wedding Singer. Like it ends up resolving with him on a positive note. Like he doesn't normally like just end the movie and go like, oh, except like a couple like that are shitty or like Click or whatever was just like, oh, this is the end of the movie.
Wedding Singer is probably the closest. I think Wedding Singer is a little more heavier on the comedy in the like this is Big Daddy's a little more got a little more
You're
serious
right.
parts.
The needle I think trends.
But
a
it's
little bit,
you're probably right. It's like the closest. That's why I said like they're like probably the two closest. Like most people who don't like Adam Sandler probably like these more than his other movies.
Oh, without a doubt,
Yeah.
Like Wedding
like
Singer
Little
and
Nicky
Big Daddy.
sucked. Sorry, I'm not a big fan.
I'm a huge fan of
I like
Little
Nicky, but it's
Watch
an acquired
goddamn
you know, like,
tone. We are
But
doing Little
I like
Nicky now.
well, we talked about this before. I think on the Adam Sandler pods, but like this movie, what I like about it, and movies like this that Adam Sandler does, he's himself. He's not doing a voice. He's not doing a character.
Right.
He's just being Adam Sandler, and you know, it's a vehicle for him to star in a movie, and I think it works.
I think anytime he does his normal voice, not a over the top character, it has always worked out.
Yeah, like you know, you're basically yourself.
Let me also just add in just exception to what I just said though is the more family oriented ones that he did, like the Blended and the Jack and Jill and stuff. He is not doing a voice, but he went off.
He's playing a weird character.
He went off the rails with Jack and Jill. That shit was wild.
Yeah. But I would also add that this was at the time before I think the Hotel Transylvania movies came out. His most grossing movie, his most successful box office movie. He made $234.8 million against a budget of $34.2, something like $200 million.
That's great.
That's unreal. That's a lot of money. Damn.
So I would just start I'll start with our experiences with this movie. Whoever want, Bobby, when's the first time you saw it, or what's your experience with the movie? Give me a little rundown.
I'm not certain whether or not I saw this in theaters, but if anything, maybe I picked it up from a Blockbuster. I could almost say for certain this is one of the Blockbuster nights where we saw this movie when I was younger. I think it was 12 or something at that time, or ballpark right around there. So. Excellent movie. Like I said, it's like you said, this trends more towards the heart compared to some of the other ones like Waterboy or Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Right. So really hit home for me too. So my whole family, I think, have seen this and love it. So
yeah, I think you got to be an asshole to not like Big Daddy. So this is just one of those movies that is absolutely like. There's a couple things for the adults that I think, adults absolutely cling on to. It also ends up being like kind of a goofy movie in a sense when you like if you're a kid, you don't really understand the plot points of because they're just doing fun shit. He's dressing like crazy. That's all,
Going to Barney's? Different kind of Barney's.
Different, more expensive
Barney's.
But yeah, so there's the, that aspect of it. I think perfectly was like, you said 99, so I was like 8. 8-7 or something like that. This is like perfectly right in the stream of like movies that would have been like probably saw it in the theater, honestly, because I'm sure my dad and mom and brothers were all like, Adam Sandler's the best. We got to go see Adam Sandler movie. And then 2 is probably, as Bobby said, like then you rent it, from the movie, the rental places, Family Video. I'm a Family Video guy. And then after that, we probably bought it. Like we kind of hit all 3 stages, I think, of Big Daddy for us. What about you, Ryan?
So me, I definitely remember very clearly. I saw this movie with my mom in the theater.
That's nice. Core memory.
Yeah, me and my mom. I think probably my brother. I'm guessing, maybe my sister at the Streamwood, the Lowe's, whatever used to be the Lowe's Theater by the Walmart.
I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah. Now it's a.
That was our theater. We'd go to all the time.
That was a great one for a while.
So at this point too in my life, I was 10 and I was full. Adam Sandler was like my life. Like he was my favorite
hero.
Yeah, like Happy Gilmore was my favorite movie. I knew every line. So I loved Billy Madison. I'm sure at this point as well. Waterboy had come out the year before. I definitely saw that in the theater.
Dude, yeah, for 3 or 4 years.
So then this came out.
It was churning out.
Right. So like it was like in the prime of Adam Sandler and the prime of me loving Adam Sandler. I've always loved this movie. I think personally for me, like it might be like my third favorite of his, third or fourth. I can maybe, depending on the day, Waterboy flip the two, and I probably would have Billy Madison fifth. But that being said, I love all of them. I just think that this movie's kind of like underrated Adam Sandler movie. Like some people like sleep on it. I feel like, I don't know, like it's a lot of like funny like just jokes and like good characters, and it's a really well-rounded for the most part movie. Although at the end it gets a little cheesy or whatever. But other than that, I always love this movie. I always love watching it. I have it definitely VHS and DVD. You know, like the whole, like you said, shebang.
Whole shebang.
Yeah,
that's what that is forever called.
Whole shebang.
If you fucking saw it in the theater, you
Yeah.
rented it, and you own it at
in
some
different
point,
formats.
that's a shebang.
And I will say it's a movie that I've quoted frequently over the years and still do.
yeah.
Hooters.
Yeah, Hooters. Pleasant Hooters. So yeah, as far as my experience, that's what it is for me. So I guess let's just get into the scenes. Want to get into the scenes? I mean, do we want to? I would say, do we want to go over the scenes before we do the?
We're doing a little table read for our
before the
audience
table
here,
read. We
yeah.
want to go over other scenes. Or we want to do the table read ones first.
No, just go through
Let's do a
favorite
few
scenes and then
scenes,
leave
then
them
we'll do
for
a
the
table
read.
leave them for the end, and then
All
segue
right.
into quotes.
I'll start us off with. I like when they're after they as Sonny and so Julian's been dropped off. He's with Sonny. He takes him to the park to trip the rollerbladers, which is really funny.
in Central Park.
And then after they're back at their apartment, it's him, the delivery guy whose name is Nazo. I never knew that till I.
Okay, Nazo.
And Julian,
Yeah.
they're all watching Columbo at his apartment.
Right.
And he's like, the delivery guy's like, he's Columbo. He pretends to be stupid, but really he's smart as a tack. And then Julian's like, I wipe my own ass. Me too.
Me too.
And he's like, so Mr. Ass Wiper, I like your doll. What's his name? It's like Scuba Steve. I like his flippers. They ever take them off? What if he goes bowling? Did they make him wear shoes? I had a doll like that once, but my cat, he bite his head off. What kind of cat would do that? You calling me liar? He's so upset.
Yeah, Adam Sandler and that is always like easy.
Easy. So I don't know. I know I kind of went a little bit of a scene.
that was
there, but
good.
I think it naturally happens.
without the dialogue, it kind of doesn't make sense. Like you need.
No, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The surprise party and
Damn it.
We wasted the good surprise on you.
That was one of my favorite scenes too.
I mean,
just everything about it.
in terms of like when they're just talking, like the guys are just kind of hanging out, and then he's like, oh, this is your handiwork. He's like, they wasted the good surprise on you. And he's like, all right. Like Adam Sandler doesn't give a fuck. And Corinne is like crying in the bathroom, which I would.
Is this your doing, or is this your handiwork?
I guess.
Well,
See in 3 hours.
I don't understand. That would piss me off beyond all belief. Somebody's like, oh, the surprise ruined. I'm gonna go cry in the bathroom. Jesus Christ.
Well, then, are you gonna get into more too, like with that?
So for his proposal,
Yeah, he's like, you're not proposing.
You're not
are you?"
proposing, are you?
I wanted
and then
to-
he turns around.
it's one of the ones that I didn't write down. You didn't write down the full proposal part from.
No, I kind of remember it. I mean, he's like,
We're gonna get to it though if it's on.
I don't
It's-
have it.
no,
written.
this is not a
right.
bigger
So
one.
he's like something like, I want to do this in front of everybody, and he's like, you're not proposing, are you? Yeah,
It's like,
buddy, I am.
thought I was going to. Well,
Well, think about it.
Shut up.
Shut up, Sonny.
He turns around.
So he just sits down. He's like so defeated. Like, so you wanna? Yeah.
Oh, my favorite. Damn it, I loved that whole scene.
Do you have more with that, Woj, or no?
No, it's just like the way in which like that interruption.
Yeah.
And he already ruined the surprise.
Yeah.
And then add on it that he's like, you're not gonna propose it, and then he fucking does it. I do love those jokes though, where like he says, it'll come to me in the other part. But
Well,
I just like when something happens and then it's like, you're not gonna propose, are you? He's like, yes, that's exactly what I was gonna do.
I would add to that, with this is in the same scene where after he's like, they have that awesome. First of all, they have an amazing apartment, one of the best.
Yeah, we'll talk about
apartments.
it in the after.
But he's like putting on the roof or whatever, and then he's talking to Jon Stewart, and the rat comes out of the when he's
Oh,
like,
that
"If I
can't
make
be
this
good.
putt, Vanessa's gonna be with me."
Vanessa will realize,
And also in that scene, he calls her Big Boobs McGee, which is really funny, and he's like, "Hey, That's Dr.
Dr.
Big Boobs Mickey.
Well, the running joke is that Corinne worked at Hooters
Yeah.
when her
Which
and
is
Kevin
a
got
hilarious
together.
joke throughout the entire movie.
While she was getting her medical degree. I guess she's a foot doctor, right?
Podiatrist.
Podiatrist, yes.
I got the live. I got a couple of just like random little guys here. Like
Go ahead.
the live nudes is the neon light.
I had that written down. I love that live news.
It's just so great. Where it's like, hey, can I get a nightlight? And then Sonny brings in live nudes with a big arrow pointing this way.
I think I got you, buddy.
Dude, I crack up. I piss my pants laughing every time with the newspaper technique.
I was gonna say when
Any spill, he just starts putting newspaper down.
It's throwing news.
he throws up fucking newspaper,
Piss, newspaper, vomit. It's like, yeah, we'll just throw this
milk
on.
spills. The newspaper.
newspaper.
Oh, that was a running gag. That was so funny. Let me get one scene in
go
because I
ahead.
haven't even got one. I love the Steve Buscemi outside of McDonald's dialogue. I thought that was funny. I like that, and then even that kind of like bleeding into the McDonald's scene. Just
Well, I think the McDonald's scene, Ryan, if you get the quote.
We do the well,
right. So we'll do that one. I didn't want to go into that.
But I
bit.
do. I want to. But I like what Bobby said though. Real quick, I want to elaborate on that Bobby he mentioned. So yeah, he wets the bed. He covers it with the newspaper. He's like, "Lay still."
Yeah,
you
he's
know, whatever.
still like rolling around.
And then he's like, "I have to."
I'm
put, holy shit! It's a goddamn lot of piss or whatever. He's something like
yeah,
that.
he looks at it. It's just a pile.
Was it when they're on the way to the restaurant or whatever, and like they're about to be at the fucking. Well, first of all, he has to take a piss along the way, and then he asks the one restaurant guy, and he's like, "I take a pee," and he's like, "It's not my problem." So they end up pissing on the
Customer's
side of
on
the
it, yeah.
restaurant.
Which that is
He's
the
like,
cover.
Hey, thanks. Anytime.
That's
Yeah.
the cover art
Of the
for
movie.
of the movie,
Right.
and I always think it's like it's one of the greatest shots though.
Yes.
Of like it's not a cinematic shot really. It's just a great shot of the movie.
And
Go
then
ahead.
right before they go in the McDonald's or whatever, he said they run the homeless guy still played by Steve Buscemi, and he's like, "So why are you here on the street, Mister? Well, things didn't work out for me. Why,
Dude, his monologue right there though. Buscemi's like, well, my father tried to give me a crew cut when I was 35, and I, broke his arm, and I never
In
talked to him since.
retrospect, yeah. It was like in the 70s.
At one point he's like, "Why?" or whatever. He's like,
Doing
"Well, this was
acid.
during the so-called disco era, but for me, it was more the doing mushrooms
mushrooms.
era." Never really thought about that, kid. I mean, I was never Mr. Popular in high school, and I watched Fantasia a lot. One day it just clicked.
I watched Fantasia.
Hey,
last
buddy,
grade.
if you shut up, I'll get you a McMuffin.
How about a sausage McMuffin?
And hash browns.
Oh, look, he fell asleep.
Yeah, and then they miss
Muffin and
McDonald's breakfast by literally.
Oh.
He thinks it's by 4 seconds. It's like actually no,
It's
you
30
missed it by
minutes and
30
40
minmes and 4 seconds. And then Ryan, you got the.
Are we doing the read?
You want to do the McDonald's right now?
Well, it's not a read. It's back and
I know,
forth.
but-
It's 12 seconds.
All right, well, who wants to be who? We got 3 people. I got Sonny, Julian, and the. If you guys could be the employee /
Oh,
I'll do the
hold on.
employee.
I'm sorry. You guys picked this one as one of the scenes
Yeah,
to
we have
do.
a few table
Yeah, the
reads.
McDonald's one, yeah, for sure, dude.
Okay. Let's go through all the other
That's what I was
scenes.
saying. That's
sorry.
yeah.
I didn't know that was one that you guys picked out.
Show.
Okay, let's go to other scenes and then we'll get into the
Okay.
table reads of the quotes that
Yes.
segues there.
I'll do employee homeless.
The kid copying Sonny, and then he's like just a kid being a little shit, like stop doing that, and then he does the how much chuck could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. He's like, yeah, that's what I thought. Now sit down, shut up.
Yeah.
penalty shot.
And then
overtime.
the kangaroo song, dude,
Yes.
is just so great.
If it's overtime right now and there's a penalty
This
shot about to
never
take place, this happens about once every 10 years. So, kangaroo song.
Dude,
God,
and
you were normal yesterday.
he puts it on, and it's just like, I wanna hop.
Hop all
What do you
day.
say?
What do you say?
Douchebag kangaroo.
Yeah, douchebag.
I can't
He's
take this shit. Are you serious?
Yeah. Dude, the decision between like going like, okay, for the kid kangaroo song over an overtime penalty shot. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, sorry, kid. You're chilling for the next 5 minutes.
I like the little quick thing. After Sonny tries to give Julian back, he calls his dad in the payphone, and they got a little argument, and he's like, I care about saving you money in this phone call, and he hangs up. And then it goes into them going into the park, and he's like, you know what, kid, you can do whatever you want. You know, dads are overrated, basically, like, I never liked mine, whatever.
Oh, can I do the
You're
quote?
mad at your
Sure.
father, not at you,
Yeah.
not at me.
Hold on, I got this one. So he's like telling him, he's like, yeah, not everybody's got a great relationship with his father. He's like, look at this guy over here.
Yeah.
He was probably a nice little boy like you, and then his dad messed up his mind. hey, buddy, who won the Jets game? You know, he's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Let it go, pal. He
He
can't
can't
control
control
you
you.
anymore.
What
What
are
are
you
you talking
talking
about?
about?
You know what I'm talking about.
You hate your dad.
Yeah, you're a loser. You're mad at your dad,
No.
not at me. I forgive you. I
do
do
hate
hate
my
my
dad.
father.
Yeah.
It's like a guy with like piercings and a mohawk and all this
So
shit.
good. And then it leads into the thing of Julian decides to call himself Frankenstein.
Right.
And then the whole montage of them
Yeah.
bonding, which includes hitting ground balls at Julian. And eventually he has a catcher's outfit on so he can actually stop the ground ball. Like full speed ground balls.
Yeah, he's really putting some effort behind
Julian
the swing.
deciding on which clothes he wants to wear, which are ridiculous and outrageous, like cowboy boots and like underwear on your head and whatever you can think of. Eating pizza, teaching and showing Julian how to do the sleeper hold and doing it on the delivery guy and making him actually fucking
Pass
pass
out.
out. And then also Julian using the slingshot to kill the pigeons
Oh,
on the
man.
roof. And then them watching Young Frankenstein, which we did on the pod.
Right? Yeah.
And then the going trick-or-treating and the guy
Oh,
doesn't
so
want to
great.
give them the candy and Adam Sandler goes into the back door and makes them give him like CD,
That
cereal,
was on one of my other
and,
follow-ups.
the watch or whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't like what else he got.
What else he got?
Next
He's like,
time, be prepared.
and that guy is, of course, the director of the movie,
Dennis
Dennis Dugan,
Dugan.
who's also in Happy Gilmore as,
I mean, he's directed a bunch of Adam
Yeah.
Sandler flicks.
Oh, that was the director. That's fun.
as Doug, the PGA Tour president.
Yeah, a lot. He puts himself into the movies a lot there.
Oh, that's right. That's the connection.
I just had like really anytime the dialogue between Sonny and Lenny, the father. I mean, it's always great because Lenny is like the tough love. He's like, when are you gonna get a job? He's like, when are you gonna stop telling me to get a job? You know, you need to take the bar. It's just fucking awesome back and forth in the courtroom
Well,
scene is gonna
yep.
be great with
That's
that.
gonna be a
later.
good table read.
I do like Sonny dressing up as Scuba Sam
I had that
and
as
doing
well,
doing
yeah.
the voice. You need to.
Hi, Julian. How you doing? Or I can't even do it. You like quench your nose.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
talking everything all nose.
Very nasally.
Be nice to the delivery guy.
Right.
It's not his fault he
Well, he
can't
can't
read. I can be in the scuba squad. Yeah, dude.
One line that comes to me: they go to the bar to watch the Jets game. So what are you doing here, rooting for the goddamn?
Oh yeah,
Jets,
that's a great
the
scene.
little
That's a
kid?
good call, Bobby. Yeah,
it's
it's,
Mr. Hurley. This is the introduction
Mr.
to Mr.
Hurley.
Hurley.
Oh yeah. First of all, the scene starts with awesome. They have sticks going. Blue collar man. He's like, crank up the sticks, like Adam Sandler. And then Mr. Hurley's like, no music during the game. It's halftime, Mr. Hurley. Relax. And then yeah, he's like, oh, too bad
Goddamn Jets.
too bad you're not into girls. You could have had her or whatever. He's talking to Julian and
And that's his wife, the waitress.
yes, she's quite attractive.
Yeah, that guy's name is Edmund Lindeck.
The goddamn
Hurley.
Jets. And then at one
adorable.
point, Sonny's like telling him how everybody used to come there and like they used to
I
go
got
to
it.
law school, and he's like,
Here we go.
oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Everybody got so busy with their crap lately, no one ever comes.
Like I'm not busy.
Hey, Mr. Hurley, how about you shut up? Or otherwise, I'll throw you through the wall like last Monday.
Last Monday was a fluke. Bring it on, woman.
They're like joking around. I think that actually happened though, like in the
I can
universe.
see that for sure.
Like Mr. Hurley was like, "What's up, pussy?" And then he just fucking threw him into the wall.
Yeah.
And then Amsterdam's like, he drinks a lot of soda because they had a little line before. He's like, your teeth are gonna fall anyway. Rot on. Drink as much soda as you want, kid. Yeah.
Are we doing the read now?
I think we're.
Let's do the McDonald's.
Let me just double check.
Yeah, I mean, the scenes that we're gonna get into, I definitely have those down as all time. I mean, the spelling scene, which we'll definitely quote, is one of the funniest scenes to me in the entire movie.
Oh,
between
the Constitution,
a
Philadelphia.
5-year-old spelling and
Oh, that's
this
gonna be either in
foreign
quotes.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that these are the scenes that I'm like, this is great. The courtroom scene to end the movie is it's amazing.
I wish that quick scene that we just didn't mention. I like the Layla Sunny date where they go to like the Italian restaurant and they have like
That
the
was nice.
Italian sticks version of Sticks playing or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they hang out after at the or he gets his first kiss or whatever.
It's like a guy named Jorge like
Oh,
Buccio.
and the
or
other
something like
part
that.
too, where he got the date with her in the park, and then she comes back to the house, and they bond over
Using
sticks.
Julian to go get
Yeah,
women.
and he tells the story with the squirrel and the rabbit, and he tries to get a kiss out of it. He's like, and the
You gotta
rabbit,
give A for effort, man.
The rabbit wanted if he could get a squirrel kiss, and the squirrel thought, not yet. And he's like, and the rabbit got shot down. So good. And so yeah, I just had that. Other than that, I think we're good to go to the
All right.
other.
So let's do the scenes that you guys.
Which one? I texted
Let's start out with McDonald's. That's the first one that came through.
McDonald's. Or hold on.
I will be the employee and customer. You could be Steve Buscemi as the homeless guy, or
No, we got Sonny, Julian, and eventually Steve Buscemi.
so. Do you want to do? Who do you
Well,
want to
you
do?
have Sonny, Julian, the employee.
I'll be.
No,
I'll
but there's
be
also
the-
the homeless guy and the other.
This is the one that I'm on, man.
I know. I'm saying there's another person though too. As like
Okay,
other
it's
customer.
like a 2-second line.
All right, fine.
I'm doing the McDonald's person. Okay.
You're the employee, then I will do customer and homeless guy. And you can be
I gotta
Sonny.
be Julian and Sonny.
No, I'll be Julian.
Okay.
All right, ready?
I'm Sonny.
You're
you're
starting.
Sonny.
Oh, okay. Okay. What do you want?
Cheerios,
Cheerios. I don't got Cheerios. What else?
lasagna.
Lasagna. What the hell's the matter with you? I'm gonna take hotcakes and sausage.
Sorry, sir. We stopped serving breakfast.
What are you talking about? We're 4 seconds late.
No, you're 30 minutes and 4 seconds late. We stopped serving breakfast at 10:30.
Oh, horse shit. No, don't cry. I'm sorry. I wasn't cursing at you. I was cursing at the lady.
Nice parenting.
Hey, thanks. Who are you? My therapist? Take a walk. Do you want a Happy Meal? We get what you want as Happy Meals. You got a Happy Meal? Can we get the Happy? Someone get a Happy Meal.
You got this one.
Hey, where's my egg McMuffin?
Breakfast is over at 10:30.
Really? I thought it was 11.
I thought that too.
Total mind blown. All right, you
Wait,
doing the?
Oh, I text.
I don't think we should do the Sonny meets Julian's friends. Why don't we go to the court scene?
All right.
No, it's not even Julian's friends.
All right,
We gotta
fine.
do that.
We'll
one.
do it. We'll do it.
Great, that's a
Fine.
quick one.
All right,
All
fine.
right, I'll be Jeff.
I'll be Jared, and you can be Sonny again.
All right, hold on. Let me get my.
I'll be Jared and Nazo.
Okay. No, there's no Nazo. It's just the.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
We're at the park, dude.
We're in the. Okay, got it.
So one's Jeff, one's Jared.
All right,
I'm
Jared.
Jeff.
Okay. Man, this you is good. You know what else is good? Smoking dope. I ain't gonna rat you out. You know, puffing the Chiba, going by the seesaw, smoke a J. You know what I'm talking about?
I have a belly button.
You have a belly button. We all have belly buttons. You know what? We all love you, especially you with a little rum.
What's rum?
You don't know what rum is?
Rumpelstiltskin?
Rumpelstiltskin's a good man. So are you guys. Hey, stay clean, stay focused, stay strong. Frankenstein, have fun with your friends.
I love that one. I think we could skip
The card
the
game.
card
Yeah,
one.
I'd rather go to
I mean,
the.
No, that's fine.
I would just
the court
say though,
scene.
from the quote though that comes out of it is like, what?
He's like, I got a 6, a 5, a jack, a 4, a 8. I win. What do you mean you
I had
win?
that hand.
Before I did, because I win.
Bullshit.
This is bullshit.
All right, take it easy. Every time, different cards, he still
Still
wins.
wins.
This is bullshit. It's the same rules for everyone, no matter what age.
That was fucking great. Oh,
Nazo's always angry. I love it.
he's got a short fuse.
All right, then we're going to the first courtroom.
The courtroom scene
All right,
with
so
Mr.
it's Mr. Hurley and Sonny. I'll be Mr. Hurley.
I'll be the homeless guy if that's the case.
Well, no, it's just Sunny. Okay, I'll be Sunny.
Okay.
All right.
Go start it.
Kovacs is a good egg. He was nice to that kid, but he fights like a girl. You like that? I'm right here, miss. What are you going to do about it?
What are you drunk, Mr. Hurley?
Well, I had a few Chardonnays. What of it?
Get off the stand, please.
You got it. Got a few problems.
All right,
Homeless guy. This
I'm doing the homeless
Bobby,
guy.
do the homeless guy.
Who wants to be Tommy or not? Or I guess this is just me.
It's just
It's a
you.
monologue. All right.
Yeah.
Sonny was real nice to that kid. Wish my father was like him. My father was a military man. Guess I wasn't such a good soldier. Anyways, when I was 35, he tried to give me a crew cut while I was asleep. I woke up, broke his arm, haven't seen him since. I'd rather live in a dumpster than under his freaky ass rules. He holds the bag. For the
McDonald's bag showing.
Anyway, I think Sonny Koufax should be acquitted of all charges. I mean, if OJ could get away with murder, why can't Sonny have his kid? Points to the
What's the black guy?
this guy knows what I'm talking about.
Huh?
No more questions.
Yeah, he fucking takes himself off the stand.
All right, I'll be Nazo in this one.
All right, I got
You
Tommy.
got this one.
There you go.
Yep.
How long have you delivered food to Mr. Koufax?
I deliver food for 6 years. Plus, I'm stripper, but I've gained weight, so that's a problem.
I see. And in your experience, was Sonny a good father to Julian?
Oh yes, they make terrific pair. They went together like lamb and tuna fish.
Lamb and tuna fish?
Maybe you like spaghetti and meatball. You're more comfortable with that analogy.
Yes. Considering you're in America, I mean, if you don't like spaghetti and meatballs, why don't you get the hell out?
Listen, I'll come down there and give you a crew cut, mister.
Let's see your clippers.
Not my problem. Your father was sick.
Stop yelling at me.
Oh my god, this next scene for sure.
We got Phil and Corinne. Who wants to do
I'll do the Corinne story. I
Yeah,
don't care.
you go, Phil.
You got Phil?
You got it, Woj?
You got it.
All right.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
And how long have you disliked Mr. Koufax?
Since the day I met him.
And for the record, where did you work while attending medical school?
Hooters.
No further
Jackass.
questions.
Yeah, no.
Asshole.
All right.
Asshole.
I would like to be Lenny if you know.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'll be Sonny.
All right.
All right.
So basically, I'm missing a little bit part where he's interviewing him and he says, "How did you get the kid?" And he says, I told social services I was Kevin Garrity. I'm gonna start from that point.
that's
And he
fine.
says,
And we'll read
"So
a
you
sentence.
lied."
Yes.
Like the time I found a bag of pot in your underwear drawer, and you told me you thought they were pencil shavings.
Yeah.
And remember when I called you up and told you that your Aunt Faye was coming to New York? I wanted you to take her around, show her the city. And you said that you had better things to do, didn't you?
That's right.
Now I'm curious. Just what were those better things that you had to do?
Jethro Tull had a reunion concert in Jersey, so I caught that.
Uh-huh. And what happened to your Aunt Faye that weekend?
She died.
Yes, she did. And by any chance, did you happen to make it to her funeral?
No.
Why not?
Went to Jones Beach, got drunk, fell asleep.
Hell yes.
Mr. Hurley out of the fucking...
Mr. Hurley.
I would say about that scene that makes it great is like the pan over to Steve Buscemi when he tells him about the Jethro Tull concert. And he's like, "Yeah, that sounds like a pretty
Yeah,
good
pretty
weekend."
everyone's
good.
nodding agreement. Like, all right, that's pretty.
Mr. Hurley, hell yes.
Hell yes.
As you guys personally know, I pretty
good
much
table
put in
read.
every text if I can fit it in there.
It's a good time.
And he had all of what, like 4 lines in this whole movie, and
Yeah.
we already know all of it is by heart.
And then there's a little quick thing I also would add. There's
All
like the whole speech with the, he convinces his dad, and they all are like, "Oh, we love our dads," and everybody's calling
Everyone's
their
calling their
dad,
fathers,
which is
yeah.
whatever. We'll talk about that in a little bit maybe, but he says, "Don't worry about me making money. I'm in love with a woman who makes plenty of it. She'll be my sugar mama." And Steve Buscemi's like, "I gotta give me one of those."
Well, also, everybody's pulling the phones out in the courtroom to talk to their father.
Love you too, sir.
And he's like, "Hey, can I borrow that when you're done?" Like he's talking to the guy in front of him, and he gets on the phone.
That
And
was
Bobby
funny.
is like, "Yes, sir."
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I got a couple more quotes to.
Well, we
run
didn't
through.
go into quotes right now. So
Okay,
that
cool.
was the scenes we're going now to
Right.
quotes that we
segue.
did not cover.
All right,
Go ahead.
I just put down all Rob Schneider quotes are amazing. Nazo is, as I said before this, he could be one of the best character actors in this movie though, where it works in perfectly. And he comes up right when Vanessa is walking out. He's like, "I had the call for a delivery in building, but I think it was crank call. You want some chocolate cake?" And then Sonny's like, "It's a bad time, man. Come back later and I'll Indian wrestle you. You're going down, sucker."
Going down, sucker.
We'll see about that. All right, Ryan, what you got?
Oh man, there's so many good ones. Let's go with
flipping 'em
the Julian, and he's learning how to read, and so the delivery guy, and Julian's like,
so great.
electricity, Constitution, Philadelphia. And then it's the time
All
for the
right,
delivery
you.
guy.
Feet.
Fish, pony,
good.
hip hop anonymous. Damn you! You gave him all the easy ones.
He's like, who thinks this is great? Where he's like, it's him, Nazo, and Julian just got in trouble for not doing shit at school.
Yeah.
And he's just like, all right, who thinks Julian should go and take a bath? And him and Nazo both raise their hands. He's like, that guy doesn't count. He can't even weed.
He didn't even read.
They were playing Twisted Metal too. You guys remember that from PS2?
Yes.
Yeah, that's great.
That was a really cool. That was nostalgia.
I
For
like the two the piss scene. He's like, "My God, it's a shitload of piss," and he's like, "Smells like you're in this joint. Good job." That was funny.
Because Sonny's a toll booth operator. He's
you going? Where are you going?
First guy coming in, he's like, Patrick Ewing, nice shot.
Nice shot, Patrick. You.
Or like no, the one guy's with $1. Hey, so where are you going? Into Manhattan. Mind if I come with you? Yeah.
I mean, multiple times they mentioned I wipe my own ass. I wipe my own ass.
It's one of the greatest ones there.
He has a 5-year plan. What is it? Don't die.
That whole whole dialogue.
You just made the biggest mistake of your life, baby. I know you're gonna be missing me when you have that big white wrinkly body on you with those loose skin and old balls. Gross. Ugh.
Sorry, I had a mother lined up for you, but she's banging the Pepperidge Farm guy.
Oh yeah, I had that written down. Where,
Oh, that one made me.
I had a mother lined up for him, but she's banging the Pepperidge Farm guy, and the kid won't stop peeing and throwing up. It's like a cocker spaniel.
I guess so. This is we'll talk about it a little bit later.
Oh, my cheeks are.
You have the two guys in the friend group end up being gay and they're like in a relationship.
Yeah.
And one guy is going to Sonny is like, it just still weirds me out, and he's like, they were
These
like our brothers.
brothers.
He's like, they still are our brothers, our very, very gay brothers. He's like, what are you doing after this? Going to a Klan meeting?
Yeah, that was funny. Nice little jab. And then he's like, they're watching this Brad Pitt movie.
Yeah.
The whole complimenting back and forth. You definitely.
I think it's
haven't
Legends of the Fall.
No, it's the Thelma and Louise.
Oh, it's Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. So and boom. Yeah.
I mean, Sonny, right before he does the proposal, he's like, look at his eyes. He's bored out of his mind.
I give it 2 weeks.
Good call. Scuba Steve, damn you! I always do that one. I like the whole scene or the parts where they're at the grocery store. He's like, "What's this I hear about you doing laundry with my sister? Did she say we're doing laundry? Because where I come from, it's called the doing the hibbity. And then there's the dented cans are half off. Microsoft went down 3 points.
It's eczema, so scratch
Need to
it.
say,
I love that. No, scratch
Hey,
it. So
Corinne.
where'd you learn that?
Okay, stay away from the frozen section, Corinne. Your boobs will harden.
When Kevin is doing the speech proposal, he's like, yes, I'm the guy who once shaved his ass to win a $5 bet. Yeah, prove it. I was joking.
I mean, throughout the movie, all the Hooters jokes, like Hooters.
Hooterific.
Have a good sleep there, Corinne. Pleasant Hooters. What else? Yeah.
With the stall scene when they're peeing in the urinals and the guy smiles and looks at him, he goes to the next stall over.
Yeah.
That's a running joke too.
He's in the fridge right after the big party. It just, I don't know, it resonated with me so much. He was like, speaking of fatty, because he gets called fatty by Corinne, he's like, who is this? Pulls out a thing of Chinese. He's like, I'm eating it.
I'm eating it. What's in the bag, Corinne? Chicken wings, booby tassels.
I love when the kid gets dropped off
So
and Sonny is talking to Kevin, but he's trying to make it kind of under. He's like, is that Kevin? And he's like, no, it's my Uncle Remus.
Yes.
And then later it's like, yes, Uncle Remus, I know the catfish are huge.
Yeah, I had that too. I love when he goes to the parent-teacher conference. He's like, he's a smelly kid in class. I let him become the smelly kid in class. What the hell's the matter with me? Oh, yes, I've had some smelly ones before, but your son is by far the smelliest.
He's peeing in the corner on that ficus plant.
Hey, I remember you. You always order 3 pieces of cheesecake.
For the fat
Hold on,
social worker.
I'm not sure if this is going to be a category, but just a question that came up. You have Kevin Garrity, who's away in China for, let's assume, a few weeks, at least 2 to 3 weeks. I think that's the time frame, or maybe a month.
Seems like
maybe
a month
a month
or two. I don't know.
Maybe a month.
At least a
but
month.
It's just like, if there's a possibility that I sired a child, yeah, I wouldn't just have my buddy say, yeah, I got it covered, and not follow up at all.
That's
with
the picky nits. You're skipping.
Sorry, I guess. There isn't many on this though. So
No,
I guess,
but we're doing quotes. We got to keep doing quotes.
Okay.
I'm just saying, we're not jumping to a different.
We're not on schedule. We got this.
Oh, that's why episodes go 2 hours. All right.
Oh my god! Because I had some flavor. That's
Kevin is talking to Sonny, and he's like, "Come on, is there really a kid there? Is this like the time you told me my parents were dead?"
Swear to God, he's right here. Julian, what do you want? 30 packets of ketchup. Or he's like, having a kid is great as long as his eyes are closed and he's not moving or speaking.
I love his muted jump because he wanted to yell because there's a penalty shot. That was incredible.
When they're pissing outside, he's like, "Hi, what's your name?" He'll write it on the wall. Mind your business.
It's important when you eat in my restaurant, you never order BLT. You must trust me. Stay away from BLT.
Hey, old man River, zip it or I'll break your hip. I'd like to see you try.
You're a nice man. What do you say at my place? I have Spice Channel. It's blurry, but it's nice.
I love one. Did I just witness the first kiss? We're gonna wash your mouth out.
Yeah.
I like when he says he meets Layla. He's like, "Your sister's Corinne? That sucks."
I like when he's dropping Julian off at school, and he's like, the first day, he's like, "Don't get caught under the bleachers with any girls. It's your first day. Take it easy. Take it slow, or whatever. Take it easy."
I don't like these kids. I don't like them either.
When they're getting ready for trying to get him interested in Ben Franklin for the play, he's like, "Oh, did you see this about Ben Franklin?" He's like, "Yes, his teeth were made of wool."
Yeah.
Wood.
I'm sorry. I get L and B confused. That's good.
It's a tie. That guy doesn't count. He can't
even read.
Oh.
I'm tapped out.
Yeah, I mean, we could quote this whole damn movie if you guys
I
really
got
want
just
to start this from.
last couple here.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Canadian. Oh, when Kevin finally admits, he's like, "Yeah, that's my kid." He's like, "You know, Canadian beers are like moonshine," and then our Mr. Hurley's like, "Hell yeah,
hell yeah!" That Molson's like moonshine. Yeah, that's right.
All right, I'm good.
All right.
Do we go to cast?
Then we're going, scene. We're going to the scene stealing supporting performance. So basically anybody outside of Adam Sandler and Julian, let's say. So I think there are clearly a 3-man race between Mr. Hurley, Rob Schneider as the delivery guy, Nazo, and Steve Buscemi as the homeless man. Take the floor, whoever wants to start. I would believe.
I'm a Nazo guy. I think every time that he comes in, it is the funniest line, and it's like believable. Of like, yeah, it could be a guy that just delivers shit. That's like, yeah, I learned broken English, and you know, that's my vote, hands down. It's very
Bobby
with an odd twist of things. Obviously, I think his is valid, but I like the fact that Corinne operates as like him.
Well, it's Leslie Mann. Yeah.
I did have her as fourth. I
really think that she was such a necessary character though, because it's not just him and his buddies. Like this woman fucking hates him.
I mean, Leslie Mann is a very, very good actress.
She's gorgeous.
I did have her listed, but I just didn't mention her because I feel like the other three would win over her.
No, they would, but that's my surprise twist. I really think that without her, this movie, like if she had an amicable relationship with Sonny, this movie isn't as good.
I think I'm going to agree with Woj on Rob Schneider. I think part of it, then I'd probably go Steve Buscemi, then Mr. Hurley.
Oh, Mr. Hurley is
part of it
for me.
I would say is because Rob Schneider also gets more volume, more scenes, and more things to work with. Which thankfully this wouldn't have happened if the Waterboy made so much money that they were filming Big Daddy at the time that they got extra budget for Big Daddy to add these scenes in with Rob Schneider and Steve Buscemi.
Oh, that's cool.
So they wouldn't have been, or at least not as big of a part of it as they were. So thankfully that worked out. So that's why I would say. I also was like Corinne was very good as well. So I would say we got that covered. Let's go on.
I love Layla as the love interest, her character. I think, like I said, I love that they're also like related, her and Corinne. So it's just like some of those small little details I think add a lot of volume, but you don't recognize it unless it was part of the movie. Like you strip that away, it doesn't have the same feel.
Yeah. So let's go with the can't put my finger on guy, the Joey Pants, if you will. I don't know. Like I have like one that could be a definite one. The other ones are kind of just like Adam Sandler regulars, where it's like, Mr. Brooks is the principal from Billy Madison.
Yeah. He'd be that guy.
The Halloween guy is Doug from Happy Gilmore. We already talked about that.
Josh Mostel and
Mr. Hurley was also Barry's grandpa in Road Trip. What do we do? Woman cut off my boner? Like
Edmund Lindeck.
And then I think Chrissy Swanson is Chrissy Swanson. Most people know who that is.
Yeah, she's in a good amount of stuff.
I would say the one, though, that would be probably like the most obscure for me would be the judge. And she was in Seinfeld. She's in the episode when they go to the movies, and she's trying to get a seat, I think, and Elaine's saving all the seats.
Carmen de Lavalade.
And she's trying to get one of the seats. So
man,
that's
we got that on check.
I would say for me.
I got Stephen Brill as Castellucci, which is the other.
Oh yeah, Adam Sandler's roommate or whatever.
Yeah, I mean he's in obviously other Adam Sandler movies and stuff, but that is a guy where I'm like, oh yeah, that's.
You want my opinion? My son's an idiot. I withdraw my objection.
Yeah,
please proceed.
I mean all of the Adam Sandler kind of cast and crew, like his grouping, like he has this like roster of probably like 6 people, but for the most part you always have a Alan Covert, at least up until 2013.
Who's the one who's like making, like not making fun, but like it didn't sit well with him that his friends were gay? Because he has parts in a lot of his movies, but it's very dialed down.
It's Jonathan Loughran.
He's kind of a little bit of that guy too.
He's the guy. Yeah, he's one of the. Yeah, I guess you could say any of the Adam Sandler regulars for sure.
No, but the other two I think play more of a role in a lot of his other movies, whereas this guy is.
He's in Waterboy, he's in Anger Management.
I know he's in them, but it was like all of the just a quick hit, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, again, the roster of Adam Sandler guys, there's 6 guys, but he uses the majority of 2 to 3 guys normally. That's, Alan Covert up until 2014 where there was some weird stuff and he stopped using him. Rob Schneider's always in shit. Peter Dante's the guy that he doesn't use anymore. Jonathan Loughran, Steve Buscemi, Tim Herlihy. These are guys that consistently are in, but again, it's not always like, hey, we're going to have the 6 guys. It's like 2 here, maybe 1 here. A lot of Adam Sandler, and then Rob Schneider is like the second guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dennis Dugan directing is, he directs a shitload of Adam Sandler stuff. I'm good on cast.
Right.
I just put Christy Swanson so hot.
Hey, oh my God, so hot, yeah. Leslie Mann's looking pretty good too.
Yeah,
honestly.
she's looking great.
So I just had quick on the notes for the recasting couch that originally Chris Farley was attached to play Sonny, but he died. I don't know how true this is. I read it on the Wikipedia, and it was also on IMDb, so I assume there's some truth to it. And then also
He would have been Sonny. Oh man,
that I don't know if this was also a rumor, but I also would just nominate it. I think it would be great. I would like Ben Stiller for Kevin Garrity instead of Jon Stewart.
I think Jon Stewart.
Absolutely
Jon Stewart's
against you. I think Jon Stewart's fucking phenomenal.
I think he stole it for like.
I like Ben
perfect.
Stiller. I would like to see him in the movie. I think that would be a perfect role for him.
I was very happy with the casting of Jon
I'm not
Stewart.
mad. I didn't. Yeah, I just had.
So just a thing for me is that, in terms of Switcheroo, I didn't have a whole lot. I know I'm jumping categories a little bit, but just in reference to, I would have liked Chris Farley somewhere in this. I cannot see him as Sonny. I can only see Adam Sandler as Sonny, but obviously if he was alive, I think him as just like another quick cameo or something like that. I would have liked that. Sorry, go back to you.
All right, well, we are on the song category of the program, Needle Drop Song.
I got mine.
Go ahead.
There's a bunch that I wrote down, but go ahead.
Sweet Child of Mine when he was that whole montage when he's trying to
But
figure out
the Sheryl Crow.
Do you like it's Shania?
Shania Twain. I
No,
like
Sheryl Crow.
Was it Sheryl Crow?
Okay, whatever. I like that scene because he realized, like, hey, I'm done dicking around. I'm about to be arrested. I want to get this kid back. I mean, I think that was a big turning point for the movie, and that song, that it wasn't, was it Guns N' Roses? I think it just hit different for me. So,
yeah, I don't like the Sheryl Crow version. I like the original.
I liked
song.
it. I am about it.
There's a lot of good music here. They got Sticks.
Adam Sandler's movies just are fucking chock full of
good music.
Great music. I mean, Dancing in the Moonlight, Fool Around and Fell in Love, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, Eurythmics.
Yeah. I would say that, like,
Sweet Dreams, that was a good one.
The movie, or like at the time, the song that I think was associated with the movie the most was that song from Garbage, When I Grow Up, with they had that during the montage.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it necessarily stood the test of time as a song, but when I heard it in the movie, I was like, oh my God, that's the Big Daddy song. Like, I remember that. If I had like a personal choice of like my favorite, it's tough. I mean, I love the beginning one, the Far Side, the Passing Me By with the opening credits.
By is great. Yeah.
I love the use of the Styx song Best of Times.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I liked the ending with Growing Up by Bruce Springsteen when they have the montage of them, all the time they spent together. I like those. But they have a ton of. I wrote more down there. You
could go ahead. You could drop.
You got Blue Collar. Woj mentioned them. You got Blue Collar Man, Babe from Styx.
A lot of Sticks.
Growing Up, Bruce Springsteen.
What Is Life from the George Harrison song, but it's like a Sean Mullins cover. If I Can't Have You by Yvonne Elliman. But yeah, those are.
Yeah, I mean, just that's chock full of great tunes there because Adam Sandler is just a musically inclined guy.
All right. Well, any other songs you want to add or anything?
Nope. I'm good on soundtrack.
All right. Anybody have a most cinematic shot they want to mention?
Yes. Not even like cinematic, just one of the greatest like just cut to scenes. It's such a throwaway where it's like a young child brought in their rollerblades as show and tell, and Julian thought it was funny to put a stick in front of him, and then it pans over to the kid. He's got glasses on and a sling, just going like,
What a perfect
so
casting
great.
For that kid. He looks so sad.
He
and
looks
just
so sad, just broken arm.
And this is something maybe I'm not sure if it's category, but they did a lot of different filming locations from what I could tell around New York City, and I love seeing that they had
like the Village and Soho and whatever.
I enjoyed that they really kind of jump from different types of scenes to really pull it all together, give you that like classic feel to it. Because if you're stuck in one scene for too long, it's just ooh.
I had similar things like that. Like I liked Sonny's walk when he gets off of work the first night before the surprise party. He's walking through his neighborhood. You kind of get like the city in the night. Same thing when he gets off.
Him with the surfboard was funny as shit too.
The date with Layla, they're kind of walking through the city at night.
They're walking to
Central
Little Italy.
Yeah, and then also I like the one shot where you can see the World Trade Centers and the Statue of Liberty when they're learning about Ben Franklin.
Oh yeah.
So during the day or whatever.
Ellis Island.
Yes,
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, those were cool.
No,
Good use of the city, like you said.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the scene.
I think
play.
it helps when Adam Sandler's a New York guy.
He is a New York
Absolutely.
Definitely helps out.
So now we're on to this category, the spin-off prequel sequel, which is not to be confused with the Switcheroo.
Right.
That would be next, unless if you don't have anything for it, it's cool.
I already blew my load on the Switcheroo, so
Do you have any spin-off prequels or sequels, Bobby? You want to?
I want to see. I guess I would like to see the extension of Jon Stewart's character and Sonny. That Julian maybe hits high school and gets himself into some jams, and those two have to team up to possibly get him out of a jam. Because one's a lawyer and the other, I think they're both lawyers, but they could maybe say like, "Hey, we're kind of in a tough spot, but let's just get him out of it, like under the radar."
Yeah.
I just would love for a spin-off, like especially at this time when Rob Schneider's kind of coming into his own, Deuce Bigelow, things like that. Maybe he has a Nazo spin-off, a delivery guy, called the delivery guy or something like that.
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
Just like you could write something
As a
around
series or a
that.
movie?
No, as a movie. Like you could write something around that character, like an hour and a half movie. I feel like for sure.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Rob Schneider, The Animal, and Deuce Bigelow, and
He had
all
a
that.
good stretch for.
So I feel like
10
at this
years.
time that would have been right along with up his alley, if you will.
Definitely so. I had Sonny's college years. I think that would have been dope.
Okay, you're right. You could roll it back.
Syracuse. I mean, he seems like he used to be like the man, like studying for law school, but then also being like the party guy and all that shit. That'd be cool.
All right, let's bring it to
I have
you.
a switcheroo.
He has a
though,
switcheroo.
real
That's
quick.
what we're doing. I'm bringing it there.
Switcheroo.
Switcheroo time. There you go.
So I think that let's say 20 some years passed since he became a lawyer. Let's say he get disbarred. He's in a scenario, like in a weird situation. Hidden Gems. He takes on a different role in that he sells different type of jewelry.
Morse into Hidden Gems.
Uncut Gems?
Uncut Gems, not Hidden Gems.
Hidden Gems, I think, is a movie with
different movie. Yeah, you're right. It is.
I like Uncut Gems. It's a good movie.
So I think that his degree or his lawyer career kind of falls apart. He gets disbarred, but he still knows enough, greasy people to do jewelry and different thing like that.
Nice.
Okay.
I had
Like Layla gets rid of him, he loses his kid.
I
Puts
had
him in a dark place.
this movie kind of reminds me of like
Uncut. Sorry.
it's almost like to me like Uncle Buck adjacent
All right.
of
let's
the
hear it.
feeling of it, where it's kind of like
okay.
the uncle type of father figure who's like irresponsible, but they bond and that kind of thing. So I would just like it maybe if there was just a scene of Sonny and Uncle Buck, they're sharing a beer at a sports game, maybe a Bulls Knicks.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's
That'd be
definitely
dope,
a
yeah.
Hawks,
good
Rangers,
crossover.
Bears, Jets, and then they're sharing kind of war stories about the kids. Like
That's
Uncle Buck's,
dope, yeah.
Uncle Buck's
Dude,
like,
I
man,
can sign on to that right now.
it's like, hey, you think they're bad now? Wait till they get to be 15. My niece Tia, blah blah blah.
Dude, that would be very organic.
And
If they like catch a Bears game against the Giants or
You're like,
something
oh,
like that.
fella, what's wrong with you? You look like you've been through hell. You have no idea. Oh, I don't. Let me tell you about this. I don't know. Just kind of something like
Hey, are
that.
you all right? Next time,
Cubs
kill
against the
me.
Mets or something.
Yeah, like they're just sharing a beer, a hot dog, they're in line or something. Maybe
Dude, I would watch a 30-minute skit
Yeah.
of just that.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Really.
Anything for you, Woj? That you blew your load already, son?
I just said trying to have Chris Farley in the
Right.
movie. As
I would have
someplace
loved that.
would've
Yeah.
been
He passed
great.
away, I think, in 99, right? Or
98
Was it 90? Okay, so the-
or 7, 97,
but it was recent.
97 or 8. It was,
Yeah.
It was in the 90s.
It was
I know it was 7 or 8 because his last movie came out like after he had died. I just don't know of how long.
I
after.
am pretty sure. I'm going to actually research this one.
I'm doing it too.
Before.
It was Wagons East, right? Or was that John Candy's movie? Which one is
97, December of 97.
Okay.
Yeah, but his actual.
That was in Chicago,
They didn't
too,
film
right
it.
here
They
in
didn't
the
film this till
CHI.
98, so it was too. Yeah, by that time.
Yeah, filming's probably picked up in 98, but it probably early in 98, so that...
Yeah. All right. Woj, you good? You move on, or you?
Yeah, we're going to move on.
So let's go on now to the Picky Nits part of the program. Now, I'm just going to start where Bobby kind of started us, and I also had it written down. Kevin's missing that flight to China.
Yeah, there's
He's
no
not-
fucking way.
hey, I got a kid here. That's my kid. And first of all, like, yeah, you're going to go back and deal with the situation. Like, you're not going to just go to China. And even if you somehow did go to China,
I'd pay.
do you think the whole time you're not going to be thinking about, I have a kid at home? Like, how are you going to focus on work and whatever?
I mean, that is an excuse that your work would be like, yeah, go deal with that
right,
shit,
like,
man.
of all the times that you couldn't miss work.
Hey, I have a kid.
Possibly
saying
have a
that
kid.
is my
Yeah,
kid.
love child.
Like, you,
Yeah.
and also you trust Sonny, who's like the most irresponsible person
To handle it,
to
yeah.
handle this.
Well, in the movie, they do try and kind of say like, oh, hey, here, if it doesn't work out, give him to the social services. So I think maybe they're trying to sell it of going like, hey, Sonny can handle taking the kid to
But it's not
social
like,
services.
It's not like a dog. It's a person.
But I absolutely agree.
Right, dude,
you know.
exactly. I was like,
Yeah.
dude, the severity just went from 0 to 100.
Right.
Like,
Like, you trust Sonny to take care of your flesh and blood, maybe, or deal with this situation either way. Like,
Right.
take him to the social. I don't know.
I get you.
And then I've always kind of thought this, the whole courtroom scene, I love the parts, but then when they get to the part where it's kind of sentimental with the dad part, everybody's
He
calling
deserved
everybody.
Well, you don't.
It's really hokey and cheesy.
You wouldn't have cell phones in a courtroom.
Also, I had that down as well. Cell phone's not allowed in the courtroom. It was just like,
maybe in the 90s they were. I don't know.
it felt
Maybe for a brief period until somebody keeps having it
even
go
when
off.
I was 10 and I saw it, I felt like it was kind of like forced a little bit, like they're going for this moment, and like I like what they're saying, but it just seemed like too much for me.
Yeah, I get you. Another part of the, this wouldn't even have got off the ground is like, nobody's checking for a fucking ID.
Right.
Oh, hey, I'm Kevin Garrity.
Let me see your ID.
Okay.
Right.
No, I mean, it was like, hey, I'm Kevin Garrity. Okay, there
Well,
you go.
And
Good
wouldn't
to know.
also Mr. Brooks do? You're going to be in trouble too. You didn't do your due diligence.
Hold on,
You didn't
no,
check.
time out.
Well, he's shady, man, because he's like, hey, how about we
Yeah.
just believe
like, we didn't
that,
have this
uh,
like,
conversation. I'll call you.
Be like, oh, you're going to tell me the cops? Bring them up here. I'll tell them you didn't do your fucking job. Like,
Hold on, guys. We got to understand the premise is the mom of the child was in dire straits. She basically pawned off the kid to the biological father. So right now, Garrity had zero interest in this child because it was never on his radar. The moment, like, I think she had it set up like, hey, there might be a scenario. So maybe I shouldn't say it's on his radar, but it's like the mom set up for a possibility that he might be put into foster care, but that wasn't the intent. So like, I get like how his involvement was like more lack. Because the idea was, hey, and that's what Sonny called. Hey, I'm the biological father. I'm good with the kid. You could, put that to rest. So I get. He's like, I was just going to send you the paperwork. Like.
Yeah, I don't think the social worker is so much
Is
his
really,
fault
like,
as opposed to the guy who basically, again, the judge said, hey,
Impersonated
you
someone else,
you
yeah.
kidnapped a kid,
Yeah.
which he
well,
technically
and the
did.
whole court thing is kind of like preposterous. Like, if Sonny's in trouble, he's in trouble. What is doing this interview going to do? Like,
Well, no.
He's a
that's-
good guy. Either way,
it's-
he lied and he
Right, like,
yeah,
that's a
but I'm
criminal-
saying it's due process of him saying he's like, oh, I'm not guilty. I don't know if that was maybe the greatest thing. But when Kevin Garrity then comes
He
back,
let that play out way too long. That's fucking
well, I think
crazy.
I think the whole plot of the movie is that he ended up realizing, oh, this is a mistake. I'm back within a week.
I think he probably was worried too. It's going to ruin it with his fiance. Oh, I have a kid out of nowhere or whatever. I'm trying to like keep that in the DL. But
And I mean, they addressed it in the court. Finally said pending a paternity test, but like. I mean, if I'm the father, I go, yeah, we're going to do a paternity test. Like, again, same thing.
Immediately.
You got to come home from China right away.
Yes.
But then it's paternity test right away to go, what the fuck are we talking about?
yeah, but it's a
But
movie.
this is a movie.
And we love
We're
it.
Yeah, we're enjoying it.
Any other picking nits, guys?
Nah, we're good with it.
No other pickiness. I just got a couple other.
Yeah, I had a couple.
others.
I also has a quick
Go
thing.
ahead.
I just want to say again, Sonny has the coolest apartment. I love it. He has like a
Awesome apartment.
clubhouse thing up top with like a ramp goes down to the bottom. He has like the nice outside
The
setup,
spiral
the
stairs,
putting
yeah.
hole.
He's got like a bridge
right.
across
That's what I'm
to the
saying.
other.
Yeah, he's got like the old school fridge in there too, from like the 50s
I
or
like
60s.
those old school.
I would
with
be
those
curious
clasps.
if I have a couple minutes. I might, as I'm editing this video,
Yeah.
I might put in like what Sonny's
pictures.
apartment. I'm sure
Yeah.
somebody now has
Yeah.
figured out how much that costs
Oh
at
my
that
God.
time.
How could he afford that with no job?
No,
Well, two-
200,000.
200K.
Right, yeah,
but-
and Kevin's a lawyer, so he probably fits the lot of the bill.
I'm just saying though that amount of space is ridiculous.
Incredible.
Absolutely
I mean, it
ridiculous.
was an insane apartment. It was like and in Manhattan too. Expensive.
But he had a roommate, so he had some help.
I think we just mentioned.
And he's a lawyer, so they
we
make
kind of
good
mentioned
money.
about little moments I love throughout the movie: tripping the rollerbladers with the stick, covering any spill with newspaper, peeing everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. Especially with the restaurant owners and telling them afterwards, that now it's your problem, buddy, and they don't know. But like they
I love it.
pissed.
Hey, thanks. Anytime.
And then we mentioned the nightlight, and I would just say also I love all the '90s, like late '90s, early 2000s. Like the clothes, the chip logos, the Ruffles bags, the Fritos.
Yeah, it's just There's branding all over this.
The Pepsi, the slice, which doesn't exist anymore, the orange drink.
Right.
That kills me a little bit.
Also the use of payphones.
Bell Atlantic. That was a real company too.
I got a couple more. You want to go before me?
Yeah, I mean, not many movies take place during Columbus Day. I just kind of noticed
Columbus
that.
Day isn't really a thing anymore.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of like a movie acknowledging it. I was just like, oh, that's
that was interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah. The chocolate chunk Pepperidge Farm cookies. Like I remember having those, and those
too.
are so fucking
so
good.
Do they not exist anymore?
No,
it's just more of a thing of like
branding. I guess,
you used to buy them before, and like when you go like, oh, I used to have that, or I used to have that Pepsi can, or whatever. It's just an interesting.
I also
thing.
I enjoyed the old I remember those McDonald's colors and cups they had at the time,
right.
Like old Wendy's,
like,
man. They
took me
ruined
back.
Wendy's.
Oh my god, with the sunroof thing,
Yes.
with the sunroom or whatever. Yeah.
They ruined Wendy's. Go back to your original design.
You guys mentioned it, but he buys a surfboard in New York, and it's fucking great. I love that. And I did actually have like one last pick, and it was like, what woman goes home with a dude when his somewhat adopted kid like comes up to him, like, granted she knows who he is. But it's like, hey, do you want to hang out with the kid? I know the kid guilt trips her.
Yeah.
But I'm still
Well, she kind of
like,
knows him from the parties, Corinne's sister.
Right.
Right.
Kind of complete stranger.
I don't know if she was like, oh, I fucking like this dude right then. I just think
she
it's
could say
weird.
no.
I think
she was charming enough.
I think it was more. She was somewhat intrigued, and plus the kid thing. She's like,
that was good. Hey, man, that's
like,
fishing with
maybe
dynamite.
if we're gonna hang out, he's kind of like a buffer, so nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
I also just mentioned, back to picking it. Sorry, real quick.
Go ahead.
The whole thing of like him having basically a kid illegally. No one, like, I know his friends know, but like Layla's not like, hey, what the hell? Like, why are you?
Well,
she's a lawyer too. Like,
they do mention it that she glosses over it by going like, when he comes, it's like they're gonna take Julian.
Right.
She ends up going like, this is why I didn't really want to get involved.
Yeah.
It doesn't address that specifically, but at least acknowledges that she was like, I told you I don't want to be.
She would have been like, maybe like, hey, maybe you should like
check the details of everything. Maybe. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I agree.
Last few things, I love the whole magic sunglasses thing with Julian.
That was cute. Yeah.
He's he's shy,
afraid. Yeah.
So he has to wear these sunglasses, and then you pretend that he's invisible. That was cool. The loogie trick, which I'm pretty sure was CGI'd.
Yeah, it's gotta be
100%.
At the time, you couldn't tell, but looking at it last night, I'm like,
it was
CGI'd.
Absolutely tell.
And then last question for you guys: Loop, Swoop, and Pull or Bunny Ears? I'm a Loop, Swoop, and Pull guy.
I'm a Bunny Ears guy.
I'm Loop Swoop. Really?
Loop, Swoop, and Pull.
Bunny
Ears were weird to me.
How is it in the Kremlin over there in Russia?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I don't get it. Like,
Bunny
that's
ears.
just how I was taught.
This fucking guy.
I'm a Loop, Swoop, and Pull.
I knew it.
All right. Well, that's all I have. Now let's go to our final thing with our rating, own, stream, skip, grades, and then our next week teaser.
Yep.
So who wants to start?
I'll go. Big Daddy is without a doubt an own. You have to always watch this. I mean, it's a movie that for a while it was even good on TV. I mean, granted, there's a couple scenes where you're like, you really want to get the or shit,
it, yeah,
or something like that. But overall, it's still a pretty good movie for TV. I would put this as a 9.4 on my ratings. This is definitely easy top 5 of Adam Sandler.
I was gonna ask you guys, is this like, is it like your, what do you, if you know I'm putting you in a spot, is it like your
top
third, second?
It's definitely near like 4 or 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's higher on my scale, but all right.
We got the Happy Gilmores and the Waterboys.
Like for me, I go Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer that could flip at any time, and then maybe this or Waterboy, and then I'd probably play Madison last. For me personally.
Okay.
For me, it's an own. It's a 9.7. I think it's one of my higher marks, but yeah, go check this movie out. I'm sure there's certain people born in the 2000s that probably have no idea what Big Daddy is. Honestly, that's a reality. But go check this out. It's really well crafted. You're gonna enjoy yourself.
It's a good movie overall. Yeah.
And for me, I think it's number 1 or 2 for me for Adam Sandler. It really is. It just
I
there's
really
a
do
lot
think
of pieces in there.
an underrated Adam Sandler one. Like I don't know if everybody always thinks of it when they think. Probably most people think. Happy
You're right. No, I think you skip over this one completely.
But this one is a real good, just like solid movie. For me, obviously, I own it on all the formats.
And I could watch this right after it finishes. It's one of those movies that
Yes.
if it came on right again and you're not doing anything or you're like busy around the house, all right, we're gonna run it through.
Absolutely. And I also gave it a 9.4. So like I said, I think I gave the other two Adam Sandler's 9.8s. So it's just under there, but it's right there. It's fucking really good. Really
Awesome.
worth a watch for you, especially if you love Adam Sandler.
Okay.
So let's go to
And I'm gonna lose $10 if I don't get this right. So
Bobby's choice.
Bobby's choice. I said, hey, if y'all don't like this or you have issues with it, we're gonna have an issue. The Town.
Fuck yeah.
It's a great movie.
All right, perfect. I got it. All
The
right.
Town. Oh my god.
We're gonna be checking that one out next.
That's going to be dope. All right. The Journeymen Lounge podcast. We will be back at you next week. And like I said, could be some other stuff, some tabletop games and other shit put in there. I know the Adam episode's got to weave in there at some point. But we'll do it. We'll ship it out to you. And
Kenny Powers, you're fucking out.
there we go.
I'm fucking in.